At the Okoli Law Group, we specialize in producing justice. If you or a loved one in the Atlanta metro area is facing serious criminal charges, then you need serious legal representation.
The Okoli Law Group is here for you. The Okoli Law Group is here for us.
The Okoli Law Group, serious legal representation.
Really love this brand because first off, the products are quality. I have amazing hydration. You guys can see the shine. You guys can see the definition.
Navigating through this spiritual journey is challenging. Healers need healers, trainers need trainers, and leaders need leaders too. If you're looking for a space that offers Reiki healing, emotional mastery, chakra healing, and even one-on-one spiritual consultation, visit us at todayswellness.com. Get all your spiritual needs met and just have someone you can actually talk to. Because whatever it is that you are seeking is also within you.
Peace, fam. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. Do me a favor, hit that like button again. Please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I will greatly appreciate it. Got a couple of announcements before we get started. Announcement number one, guys, we're rolling to it's came by fast. It's gotten here fast. We're rolling to let me close out some of these windows. You know, I'm one of these guys. I'll have like a million windows open. Hold on, let me close out some windows because I got a lot going on. Okay, close that out. Close that out. Leave that open. Close that out. Okay, now we're ready to go. Okay, so we are rolling to where are we going, y'all? We're going to Zanzibar on Sunday. We are heading to Zanzibar on Sunday. If you're interested in joining us, please visit donfo.africa. Again, please visit donfo.africa. Currently, I have the Sierra Leone citizenship celebration ceremony tour announcement, but that has not been officially announced. I don't like the Dangote song. Listen, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I only like 4 songs by Burna Boy. I like yeah. I like that. I like the song he had on the Lion King soundtrack. Like a couple songs on that. The first album, but yeah, I like some songs on that. I only like 4 or 5 songs by Burna Boy. I don't like the Dangote song. I'm not a fan of the song he just did when he, did the Tony Braxton sample. But like the songs that I like of his, I would say Wizkid has more of a solid library. Has a solid library, if that's the correct term, of music than Burna Boy. I like Wizkid. But yeah. So I don't like the Dangote song. I'm sorry, but I love. In fact, when Yeah dropped, that was 2018, I believe. It was 2018, and I was in Nigeria. I was in Nigeria when they was playing that. I was in Nigeria, like the first or second time in Nigeria, 2018 when Yeah dropped. So yeah. So we're going to Benin Republic for the Voodoo Festival. That's in That's in January 3rd to the 12th. We got 5 more spots remaining. And then we're rolling to, for sure, regardless, we're going to go to Sierra Leone next April 20th through 29th. And then we are heading to Senegal for the Jazz Festival. That's June 1st to the 12th. Yeah, June 1st to the, is that June 1st to the 12th? Yeah, June 1st to the 12th, I believe, or June 1st to the 10th. I got to look it up. It's on the site. And then we're rolling back to Nigeria for the Oshun Festival. And that's going to be August 3rd to the 12th this year. And then as far as October of next year, or even November, I'm considering going to Namibia. I'm considering going to Namibia, which is the country next door to South Africa. Or hell, I might even go to Namibia. Well, myself. I'll take a group to Namibia next year. So instead of going to Zanzibar, we'll go to Namibia. But I might even take a group. I might even go myself when we leave Zanzibar. When we go to Zanzibar Sunday. Boy, it's a long flight to Kenya from New York, though. But hey, man, we got to get there by any means necessary. We got to get there. So hit the like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. Visit Donfo.Africa. Please fill out the information box that comes up, that asks for your name and your email and all that, so I could send you all updates and whatnot. So yeah, so that's what we're doing. Let's jump into today's topic. Today's topic, we're going to be discussing the Dangote, and I found this article today. Dangote's putting so there is a refinery in Ireland, I believe, or somewhere in the UK. Yeah, and it's shutting down, and it's saying that it's because refineries like Dangote is up. It's in Scotland. Let me share this. The article I saw, it was naming one of the reasons because of Dangote. So let's jump into this. Grangemouth Refinery confirmed to close in the first half of next year. 400 jobs will be lost in the move. September 12th, 2024, Scotland's only oil refinery will close in the second quarter of 2025 with loss of 400 jobs, it has confirmed. Petroneos, the owners of the Grangemouth plant, confirmed the move to staff at the site on Thursday. It will now become an import-only terminal, with the number of staff at the site expected to fall from 475 at the present to 75 over the next 2 years. Petroneos originally announced plans to switch the site to import only in October 2023. Grangemouth is the oldest of the UK's 6 refineries and currently supplies 65% of Scotland's oil products, including petrol and diesel. But Petroneos said last year that the aging site faced significant challenges due to global market pressures and the energy transition, with the site said to have had average daily losses of $500,000 a day over the last week. In a statement on Thursday, the company confirmed Petroneos had today announced its intention to cease refinery operations at Grangemouth and transition to a finished fuels import terminal and distribution hub during the second quarter of 2025. Subject to consultation with employees, the Ineos business at Grangemouth, namely Ineos OMP UK and Ineos FPS, Forties pipeline system will continue as normal, delivering high quality services and products to our customers and are largely unaffected by this change. We wish to assure our customer suppliers and stakeholders that it's business as usual for Ineos business at Grangemouth. Ineos Grangemouth remains committed to a long-term successful future for the site, which includes the commitment to deliver net zero by 2045. The original article I found This is Omicron. Let Elvis Morris know that I need his contacts. Hope to meet him in the chat today. He'll probably show up in the chat today. Elvis might show his face. I'm not sure, but there's a possibility that he might show his face in the chat today. So Elvis should be showing up any minute now. Also, we discussed how Dangote had lost his number one spot as the richest African. He regained it. So he's back to being the richest African on the continent. So the richest African. So he regained it. He had lost it for a second, but he regained it. Like the week after that. That's something that Delroy sent me. Let me pull up this article. Delroy sent this to me. Yeah, so he retook it. So that's a good thing. So he's back to being the richest African. And Rupert had that title for just 24 hours. So let's and this is from Ajim Maxi Official. Fair use, guys. Make sure you go subscribe to his page. Again, guys, make sure you go to subscribe to his page. Here we go.
Finally, Nigeria and some Asian and American. Nigeria is challenging America and Europe with the best fuel in the world. Guys, this won't be a joke. The best petrol in the world. I know many of you guys have been happy, have been excited to see the recent development with the Dangote's refinery. Despite the hard struggle that Dangote went through with these Americans, these Europeans who were making sure that the refinery does not succeed. They use some people in the Nigeria government, use all kinds of strategy to make sure that the Dangote refinery should fail because they knew. Now you can understand why they were fighting the Dangote refinery. It's a big win for Nigeria. It's a big win for Africa. I mean, you can clearly see why these people did not want the Dangote refinery to survive or to succeed. They did everything in their power to stop this man. But a Nigerian is a Nigerian. A Nigerian doesn't need motivation. A Nigerian is motivation. Hello? Guys, I like when good news they enter my body. I like when good news they come up because the way they ginger my body, it make my body just move. It make me just feel happy. Yes, this is the kind of news we want to be seen in Africa. All over Africa. I don't know why Ghanaians are not yet celebrating this. I don't know why South Africans are not yet celebrating this. Of course, they cannot. You know that. You know them. If it was a Yahoo case now, it would have been trending all over South African media, Ghana media, and African media. But now that is a big win for Nigeria. It's a big win for Nigeria. They are quiet about it. All of them, they are just sitting quiet, observing. Wow, wow, wow. Inside their mind now, they are just envious, jealous, waiting for the next negative thing that will happen about Nigeria so that they will spread it. That's who they are. But guys, forget about them. Let us focus on this big win for the Dangote's refinery, this big win for Nigerians. You know, over these Americans and Europeans having the best, I mean, guys, the top best petrol in the world. First, they said Dangote can produce other things. He can produce this, he can produce that. He cannot produce petrol, blah, blah, blah. They gave all sorts of excuses. They say, no, the Dangote refinery needs scrutiny. They need to check to see if the quality is good, if it can meet the world standards. Dangote now decided to give them world best standard. This thing I'm telling you guys It's not a joke. There are so many things that the Dangote refinery is going to change in Nigeria. You understand? I've summarized about 6 or 7 major things that the Dangote refinery is going to change in Nigeria. But before I tell you guys those major 6 things that this refinery and this good news will change in Nigeria, first, take a look at a picture of fuel. You see fuel from Dangote's refinery. I know, say, Ghanaians, South Africans, and all these Africans, they go think in our water be this. Even their water in their country is not as clean as this Dangote fuel. The petrol where Dangote they produce, my guys. I look at petrol, I look at water. I look at petrol, I look at the cleanest water. Even water where some people they drink for their country, no clean reach this Dangote petrol. If you put this Dangote fuel now, this Dangote petrol, if you by mistake keep it beside some water in Ghana, some people will take the petrol and drink thinking that is water because it's too pure. I've never in my entire life seen petrol that is this clean. It is very, very perfect. There is no one thing that can, the petrol is more than the word perfect. Nigerians are surprised. Nobody they will no surprise for this because they have never seen this kind of petrol in their entire life. In their entire life, Nigerians have never seen this quality kind of petrol. Africa has never seen it. Nigeria has the privilege and the opportunity to enjoy this quality. Now, many of you are coming on board. You did not know. This is why I keep telling you guys that Dangote must succeed. If not, we are doomed. So you can imagine the nonsense we have been putting in our cars. No doubt, car engine, one year, 2 years, car engine don't knock. Car engine just a knock up and down. You understand? So guys, let's discuss those 6 major impacts of this fuel, the Dangote product. You understand? Now, the Dangote refinery producing what it's producing now will automatically eliminate all the queues in Nigeria. Sometimes Nigeria will line up on the station to buy fuel. Some will bring gallons, some will bring containers. So that means the queue for you to buy fuel, it will be like you need to use connection. Just because of that queue, the fuel seller will increase the price. Some people will come and pay somebody to stand on the queue so that when it's their time, they will come and buy. I'm telling you, what Nigerians never see for fuel matter does not exist. It does not exist. The queues is just too much. So that will resolve that problem because there will be surplus. Every station we have top quality fuel. So it's up to Nigerians now. Now, it will show the true consumption of Nigeria. The fuel and the petrol produced by Dangote will show the true consumption of Nigeria. So bye to all the people they thief. You will no longer thief. The government will no longer thief because in the end, the government can say this year the consumption was 1 billion tons. You understand? Meanwhile, in that 1 billion, they have added about thousands, hundreds of thousands. The money is entering somewhere else. Nobody knows. But with this, there are trackers. They'll be able to know exactly what is the consumption capacity of Nigerians. They'll be able to know. So, number 3 is petrol production. You know that petrol production was not approved, but now it's approved. So the petrol is top notch. It's one of the best in the world. You can compare the petrol Nigeria is producing now to the petrol that America is producing. It is literally at that quality, one of the best. So guys, it also brings more protection to cars. So your engine will last longer. Your cars will last longer. We have a better grip on the road. Many other advantages. You understand? Yes. Number 5, world best quality. World best quality as I tell now. Nobody can compare. Nobody can compare with Nigeria in this world right now when it comes to the quality of petrol that Nigeria is producing. They never bond the person. You understand? And the last but not the least is availability. Availability everywhere for Nigeria go get fuel. Everywhere you go north, you have surplus fuel. You go south, you have surplus fuel. Fuel will be in abundance across the country. So nobody will not complain that there's no longer fuel, blah blah blah. All those people that used to create fake scarcity, bye to them. They will no longer be able to do it because Dangote is there now to make sure that petrol and fuel is available everywhere in Nigeria. Guys, this is one of the best things that have happened to Nigeria so far. This is a big win for Africa in general because Dangote will not supply only Nigeria, will be supplying many African countries and some Asian and American countries as well. It is what it is. Your boy Ajay Max on this one again. Come back anytime you're free, guys. God bless you all. Cheers.
All right, guys, let's jump into the Trump situation. There was another attempted assassination. Some people are saying it's fake. Again, some people are saying it's a conspiracy theory. I'm very careful now to label things conspiracy theories because imagine if the gun is facing one of your loved ones or pointing towards you and the trigger's pulled. Are you then going to say it's a conspiracy theory or say it's you? Are you then going to say it's a conspiracy theory? So I'm very careful now when it comes to conspiracy theories. But Trump was out golfing. Guy it's confirmed he's a liberal, he's a Democrat, and he fought in the Ukraine war. Try to take him out. Now, how he knew Trump's whereabouts? Oh, and let me back up to the Ukraine part. So the guy actually fought on the side of Ukraine in the Ukraine war, Ukraine-Russia war. So yeah, so this is gonna be interesting how this plays out. And this is the second time. I mean, this is unheard of even for third world banana republic countries. As far as this many assassination attempts on a president. This is crazy. Here we go. So let's look at this goofball.
This is about good versus evil. This is a storybook. You know, any movie we ever watched, this is definitely evil against good.
President Trump, they were on the fifth hole. They were about to go up to putt. They heard pop, 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 pop.
Now, in the bushes where this guy was is a AK-47 style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had a ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro, which he was going to take pictures of. We were able to get a hit on that vehicle on I-95 as it was headed into Martin County. We got a hold of Martin County Sheriff's Office, alerted them, and they spotted the vehicle and pulled it over and detained the guy.
But he's been president before, so.
The suspect's demeanor I would describe as having a relatively calm, flat affect. Was not displaying a lot of emotion. Never asked, what is this about?
And guys, I think he went to an HBCU. Or, he had experience. I want to say he went to an HBCU. Your campaign should be called something like KA. Okay, so this is towards Joe Biden. He's the current president. But your campaign should be called something like KADAF. Keep America democratic and free. Trump should be massa. Make American slaves again master. Democracy is on the ballot and we cannot lose. We cannot afford to fail. The world is counting on us to show the way. Okay. TDS. Somebody said video was frozen on your end. Are you sure?
We should have thousands upon thousands of people standing here with the Ukrainians. This Maiden Square, Independence Square, we should have millions of people in this square, filling the square from every country around the world. And why we don't, I don't understand. We need everybody here. You know, if you have no skills, just come. You know, we need to be cheerleaders. Just being here and saying, hey, I support the Ukrainians and I support human rights and I support good and generosity and caring and kindness and altruism. And it's just, you know, we need to show the world that we care.
Yeah, dude, that shit crazy. That shit crazy.
Ukraine is reluctant to be cooperative. Now I'm talking to over 100 soldiers every day, and pretty much everybody, all of my contacts in Ukraine, they were adamant, pretty much yelled at me every time that I suggested that we bring in Afghans.
Afghans, okay. Guys, he graduated from the HBCU. Hold on, let me try to find this. He graduated from the HBCU. Oh, his page is there. His page there.
We're going to have to elect new leaders the next go around that have a backbone and that, you know, have the fortitude to say, hey, we're not going to tolerate this type of behavior. This type of behavior is unacceptable anywhere, any place, you know.
All right, guys, I'm gonna put the link in the chat room. If you want to call in and add the conversation, you can. Again, I'm gonna put the link in the chat room. If you want to call in and add to the conversation, you're more than welcome to call in and add to the convo. But yeah, what you think? Second assassination attempt in what, 3 months? Less than 3 months? Second assassination attempt? Less than 3 months? I wonder what the fallout of this is going to be. Yeah, I wonder what the fallout is going to be from this second assassination attempt. But somebody predicted after the first one that there was going to be a second one. What's this? Oh. Yeah, somebody predicted after the first one that there was going to be a second one. Here we go, call. All right, go ahead, call. Unmute yourself.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, Dennis, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Hello, everybody. Yes. So, first of all, I would like to add my 2 cents on Dangote situation.
Okay.
You know, the Dangote situation, you know, that's great. For most of us, we are happy with what Dangote is able to achieve. And for Nigerian, as melanated people, we know in Africa and with the all geopolitics in the world, it couldn't be easier. And I'm sure that Dangote was prepared for that. The importation of fuel, especially in Nigeria, I'm sure it's like a gold mine for some corrupt officials. So although Dangote has won this one battle, I don't think that it will be the last one. And I know that Dangote is well connected. He has the knowledge of the situation on the ground, and he'll be able to overcome it. But it's not easy, and it's not going to be easier. Another thing about the list being the wealthiest African or the wealthiest black person in Africa, I look at it like Dangote. If everything works well with his refinery, every year Dangote on that list of the wealthiest people in the world, he will be able to overtake every year maybe 1 or 2 people on that list. I went through that list and I looked at the numbers, and compared to the numbers which his refinery will be bringing in, I'm telling you, it's a good thing. Nigeria should be proud to have a person like Dangote, and all of us, you know, talented people, we are ready and we are happy to support the person like Dangote. It's not only, yes, there were some few individuals who were like cheering on when Dangote was in these problems, but a lot of African, a lot of melanated people were fighting. They were, you know, raising their voice to, you know, to protest against the NNPC's decision, and to put pressure on Nigerian government so that they can support Dangote. Because a business like that, you know, an African who invests over 20 billion in an industry like oil or refinery in Africa, that's somebody who should be supported by all Africans, or all people who love Africans, because with that refinery, he will be able to help not only Nigeria, but a lot of countries in Africa, because I don't think that there is a refinery in Africa of that magnitude and of that power. He can refine, you know, fuel. He can put out, you know, fertilizers and gas. So that's a really great thing for Africa. Yeah. That will be my take for now. And on Trump's situation, Diners, you know me, I'm an independent. I don't identify myself as a Democrat or Republicans. I vote sometimes Democrats, sometimes I vote Republicans. And in this election, until now, I'm still undecided. But with what is going on with Trump, what I can say that, like this assassination, I don't believe that it was planned by some type of organized, like institutions or stuff. I just think that Trump, because of his big mouth and what he's saying, I live in Texas. Even here in Texas, there are, you know, like those people we can confine as redneck, but they don't like Trump because of, you know, some of the things which he's saying, you know, and the experience of his first mandate. So, man, I like some of the Trump, you know, what can I say, policies which he's suggesting, but there is also, you know, like things which he said about my brothers are Haitian, man. I don't like that. That's one of the things which makes me sometimes not really consider like Trump. I'm now thinking that I'll vote a third party, bro. I will vote probably for Canal West.
You say you vote for who? You say you're gonna vote for who?
For Professor Cornel West.
Okay, that's cool. Hey man, listen, exercise your constitutional right. You want to vote for Cornell, Trump, Kamala, the couch? Hey, that's your choice. You know, I'm not one of these. And you for the most part only hear this from the left. There's only 2 parties. You gotta vote for Cornell. Cornell is a vote for
You got to vote for democracy because they would still look at you, sir, as you're part of the problem because you're voting for Cornel West. They say, wait a minute, that's
You
not
can
our
for
vote.
Yeah, you know.
We didn't approve him.
Yeah, you know, the left, they get all emotional about, you know, if you vote third party. But hey, man, vote for Cornel West. I actually met Cornel. In fact, Cornel West's nephew and brother, they were my track coaches in high school. So I met Cornell a couple times. He would come to my track meets. So yeah. We win and go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to get the clearance before I start saying what I have my take on it. Now, CNN even stated that Kamala is definitely in danger zone. So 0.3% when it comes to those 7 battleground states.
Hold on. When you say she's in danger zone, what do you mean?
Battleground, let me finish. Battleground states 0.3% margin. And that's CNN polls. So that's CNN acknowledging that the battleground states, she doesn't have that under wraps at all. So CNN, as biased as they are, they're not even fully 100% sure when it comes to Wisconsin, Michigan, PA, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, Nevada, and Arizona. So those situations, I think Trump can be able to regain, at least gain Arizona back. Nevada he can take. Oregon could be in play as well, because if you look at the 2022, if you look at the 2022 midterm election, the independent vote actually siphoned like 150,000 Democrats out the way. Shit ain't got better. I know shit ain't got better in motherfucking Oregon in 2024, where they just all of a sudden just go gung-ho Kamala. Because you got to remember, Eugene, Portland, and Salem, those 3 cities be the main ones that's keeping that motherfucker navy blue safe blue. Now, if Oregon can be able to have it where it's tilting, that gives Trump an opportunity. But I think that mainly Nevada, Arizona, Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia will go to Trump. Now, Wisconsin, Michigan, and PA, Trump is going to have to do most of his campaign rallies there, because the blue wall is what Hillary thought she had shored up.
Well, we wouldn't if Trump. So the way the projections are looking, Trump wins Georgia and Pennsylvania, it's over.
Okay, Georgia, I believe. Now Pennsylvania, I don't know. Pennsylvania voting is so fucked up because they're the last state to literally call the election.
Mm-hmm.
That is my biggest gripe when it comes to PA. Now, Wisconsin and Michigan, they still are ignoring those people from Gaza. They still have 150,000 people that are non-committed over the situation when it comes to the Gaza, Palestine, that scenario. And they're making it worse because Democratic people, they treat them like Trump voters, where they pretty much just say, shut up, sit down, you know, you're asinine, you're stupid, on some Roland Martin shit. And those people, you can't talk to those people like that. They will not support the situation. Like the Arab community support of the Biden-Harris administration went from 65% in 2020 to just 14% now.
Right. Yeah, but like I said, the way the polls are looking right now, even with the margin of error of Kamala up maybe 1 or 2, that's a win for Trump.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting. Like I said, and I'll say this right now, I just don't see how Kamala does better than Hillary Clinton in 2016.
She does it, man. She doesn't optic wise, and she does it when it comes to Hillary knew how to get her message across. With Kamala gets a lot of blocking because those moderators was blocking like fullback and offensive tackle, man. It was ultra blocking. Now, the independent voter, they're still not even convinced. And you saw the CNN poll, after the debate where Trump gained 2 percentage points, 57 to 35, when it comes to the economy. That's a 20% margin on a biased platform in CNN. So even, independents, they will go with Jill Stein if they are just so staunchly just not feeling both candidates. They'll go Jill Stein, Cornel West, Lincoln Chafee in the Libertarian Party, probably Gary Johnson too.
Yeah, but I don't see. So it's two things. I don't see Kamala doing better than Hillary Clinton did in 2016, and I've never seen this amount of black people, this many black people galvanized and openly saying they're going to vote for Trump or Republican. I've never seen this in my lifetime.
Now, do you think Trump will get a third of the black vote?
I think he'll get. So there was a poll done saying that 1 in every 4 black men are voting for Trump. That's all he needs.
You said how many?
1 in 4 black men are voting for Trump.
Damn, I was hoping that it would be at least 30-40% of brothers.
I think it'll be more. And then that and the women, like I said, I just don't see the way black people are openly saying, hey man, we're voting Republican, we're voting for Trump. Along with, I don't see Kamala doing better than Hillary Clinton. I don't see a path for victory for Kamala at all.
Well, you don't see the enthusiasm because you even hear black women challenging.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I have not seen black people in general. I'm 42. I have not seen black people in general challenging the Democratic Party and saying they're voting Republican ever.
Yeah, man. It used to be 95% vice grip.
Yeah. I just think they're done. And
Damn.
I think the mistake that the Democratic Party is making, instead of listening, so the issues are immigration, the economy, and the war. I mean, you have black people in Chicago are like, look, man, this shit is a problem. And just, the black Democratic leadership are just trying to sweep it under the rug as much as they can.
Mm-hmm. You got Ken Carter. He in Chicago. He's literally moving the whole front of voting red. He got about 80,000 signatures.
Are you in Chicago?
No, I'm in LA, brother. No, I go to Chicago, but last time I went to Chicago, that was like March, and I saw King Carter.
Guys, is there anybody in Chicago who lives in Chicago who's in the chat room?
Come up.
I'll call in because I want to know what's going on in Chicago because I'm seeing a lot of black people in Chicago saying they're voting for Trump.
Hood niggas, man.
Yeah, they said they're tired of voting for Trump. I'm seeing a lot of that out of Chicago.
If that's the case, then that means that Brandon Johnson, he could kiss his job goodbye. Tiffany Henyard, hopefully she could kiss her job goodbye.
Well, I think Tiffany's going to get locked up by the Fed.
And fat ass J.B. Pritzker, that's running Illinois to the damn ground. Mm-hmm. He can get his walking papers.
All right.
So it got to be across the board, man. It got to be across the board because the sanctuary city shit is eating up a lot of cities like Boston. They a sanctuary city and they got to cut out checks. Hell, Fulton County, y'all set what, $7 million?
Yeah, but we were under Keisha Lance Bottoms, they were trying to turn Atlanta into a sanctuary city, and that shit got that shit got shut down. Hey, Sir Will, listen, I know you on your Getro. I know you on your Obama phone, Sir Will, with your Glow minutes, your MTN minutes. But listen, you have no idea the number of black people who are saying they're voting for Donald Trump.
Yeah, man, all that Trump hate, all that Trump hate went out the window, baby. Like my pops, he voted for Biden 2020, and he's voting for Trump. Uncle, same as well. Older black men, I've seen it. Trucker black men, especially trucker black men, because their whole world was rocked in 2022.
Okay, hold on. Let's run that back. So you're telling me that some of your family members who voted for Biden in 2020. They're now voting for Trump in 2024.
Yes, sir. My pops say every time that the Democrats is fucking up, he literally sees that Democrats keep on fucking up when it comes to trying to lock the man up, not doing any primaries with Kamala. Homie has woke up, whole 360.
Mm-hmm.
Whole 360, man. And that's because of immigration. See, he didn't believe that Joe Biden was going to open up the borders. I'm trying to tell him that, bruh. They trying to get a new voter block. See, he didn't believe it. Once he saw the motherfuckers here and getting checks, he said, hell nah. He been voting Democrat since 1972 when George McGovern got his ass whooped by Richard Nixon. So, true believer, man. True believer.
Pull this article up real quick. Black man in the pussy voting for Trump. Let me pull this up real quick. Here we go. Let me. All right, guys. This is on Black Enterprise. Let me share the screen real quick. Here we go. Pre-debate NAACP poll finds 1 in 4 Black men under 50 support Trump for president. Only 8% of Black women under 50 indicate they would support Trump. The NAACP poll conducted of 1,000 registered Black voters between August 6 and August 12 before the Kamala Harris-Donald Trump debate revealed that along with a rise of Black voter enthusiasm carried by Vice President Harris' emergence in the presidential race, there is a generational divide regarding who supports Harris and who supports her opponent, former President Donald Trump. According to The Hill, the survey conducted in partnership with HIT Strategies and Hart Research found that 78% of Black voters surveyed feel that the excitement level for Harris matches the level that existed when Barack Obama was running for president. Hell no. That excitement ain't there. Come on now. That excitement. I remember when Obama ran for president. I voted for Obama in 2008. That excitement that we have for Obama is nowhere near there for Kamala Harris. They're on a narcotic. While 56% feel that the excitement level is even higher than in 2008. They're crazy. Whoever thinks that the excitement level for Kamala Harris is higher than when Obama ran in 2008, you're tripping. Along with those findings, 51% of Black voters said that if the election were held today, they would cast their vote for Harris, compared to 27%. What did you say? A third? So we win. You said a third?
Yep, 33 and a third.
So 27%, that's within like the margin of error.
Oh, hell.
So that might be, so 20 compared to 27% who indicated they would vote for Trump. There we go.
I'm telling you, man, inflation is whipping motherfuckers' asses, man. Y'all try to ignore that component.
Man, if Trump gets 27% of the Black vote, he's winning.
Because, people are getting their ass whooped when it comes to inflation, man. People in my subdivision, man. Now, the older brother, he was saying that in my subdivision, he owned a truck. Now, when gas prices was $8, he left the Biden-Harris administration. We still at like close to $6. He ain't voting for Harris, man. I don't think he necessarily voting for Trump. Now, his son is voting for Trump, but he ain't voting for Harris. So when they say the Obama enthusiasm, nah. You had brothers in barbershops literally saying, hey, brother, you registered to vote? Like, you had posters that wasn't even posters in 2007, 2008. Like, come on, man. Like, even in 2012, like, when I voted for obesity in 2012, man, like, come on, man. Come on. Let's stop the Hollywood soap opera.
Yeah, somebody said the enthusiasm, 78% said 50% said the enthusiasm is higher than when when Obama ran. Yeah, right.
Nah, man. Like, if that was the case, you wouldn't even see all these TikToks of women of women banging on Kamala. Man, you got pink book lessons on YouTube literally going in on the whole administration on the women's side.
Here we go. Furthermore, among undecided voters, 25% of that particular population perception of Harris had grown less favorable over the last month, while 14% said their perception of the vice president had improved. Among the rest of the Black voters surveyed by the NAACP, 59% of the voters said that their view of Harris had improved during that same period. According to Reuters, Black men under 50 also strongly supported former President Trump, while 49% of those voters said they supported Harris. 26% of Black men under 50 said that they supported Trump. By comparison, among Black women, the figure of that demographic who indicated that they would support Trump came in at 8%, while those who supported Vice President Harris was a robust 67%. Here we go. Reverend Dr. Wendell Anthony, president of the Detroit NAACP branch, stated that the narrative suggesting significant support for Trump among young Black men has been exaggerated. Shit. I mean, these dudes just don't want to smell the coffee. We winning.
Well, in NAACP, you know, they
It's just a NAACP. These are the same folks who in California didn't support cash reparations.
Hell,
So
they the ones that shut it down. They didn't bring up the bill. So that's why when Black people, you know, like Sir Will, brother, I don't even know what's your policy positions. Do you want 50 million motherfuckers coming in, getting a check over you? Or are you one of them bougie, boule, self-sufficient, you know, I got $1 million already type Black folk? Because I really want to know, why do Black, because it's not even about voting for Trump. Why is you supporting Kamala Harris? Why do she get a break when she obviously told you she wasn't going to do nothing for you? So if somebody not going to do nothing for you and going to give everybody else something, ain't that working against Black people? Shit. I don't know, man. At least my people get it.
Hey, what are your thoughts on this?
My family get it, man.
What are your thoughts on the assassination attempt?
Man, when it comes to that shit, I'm thinking something ahead. This is very sloppy on the Democrats' end, man. Because the craziest thing about it is that they can't unify their base, aka the Blacks, and they are amplifying the white Trump supporter, white Trump voter, middle America. You know, the old crackers that come out and vote every single election. If that's amplifying them to vote for him even more, I think the Trump voter enthusiasm is on the roof. Right. Now, if Biden-Harris administration can't be able to get independent voters, then it'll just be a bigger wash than it already is. So I think it's amplified his voter block. I really do think so when it comes to this situation, because the more that they keep doing shit, it seems like they're more interested in voting for the man.
Mm-hmm. Hey, do me a favor, Little P, turn your camera on so I could see who you are, that you're not a troll. Then turn it back off, and I'll let you back on.
Earl, that's because Texas is drilling for diesel still. Shit, come to California and try to run a truck.
All right, Little P, I see you. You can turn it off.
Shit. All right, Little P, come to California and try to run a damn truck, huh?
All right, go ahead, Little P.
Go back to Texas.
Little P, unmute yourself. Little P, you got to unmute yourself. Little P, you got to.
Hold on a second, Daniels. It's my brother-in-law. We got a bad connection.
Brother, what's going on? But yeah, man, like I said, I think it done got the enthusiasm for Trump's base, his core base, up. You know, like I said, Kamala can't even get 90% of the Black vote. Because if you polling people and you starting to see 65, 75, that ain't good numbers. It's supposed to be 90, 95 on the dot. And Black men that vote Democrat, I don't know why y'all still voting Democrat. Y'all need to realize that y'all gonna get blamed for it anyway, even if you do vote blue. Because they're gonna say y'all didn't vote enough. So, you know, it's a thankless job anyway.
Okay. Little P, you there? Okay, Little P called in on his Getro. So let me put the link back in the chat room, and if you guys want to call in, you
Man,
guys.
where's Hustle Smart, man?
I don't know, driving a truck somewhere.
I thought this motherfucker was gonna be the first one to hit the link, man. Where Hustle Smart at, man?
And also too, man, the women could call in too. The women, you guys can call in as well. The women could call in too. If the women want to call in, call in. Okay, he fell off. But guys, links in the chat room. Link is in the chat room. You're more than welcome to call in and add to the conversation. Call, you there? Call. Okay, he's silent.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the assassination attempt?
On the assassination attempt, as I said earlier, I don't think that it's like an organized plot, like, as you can see, like, let's say Democrats who are trying, or let's say like FBI, or like what happened with Kennedy. I think it's just a lot of people. There is, because Trump, when you analyze Trump, is like he embraced some rhetoric which are not, for a long time, it was not kind of politically allowed in US, which is, like saying like, for example, what he said in 2016, like Mexican are what, criminals, or like what he said, so he embraced some part of extreme. So when you have a rhetoric like that, which is extreme, it will push some other people also to the extreme. So I think it's a lone wolf, type of things. It's just people, they feel so frustrated with Trump, what Trump represents, or what Trump is saying, and they, instead of like, because some people don't have the mechanism to analyze and understand that, no, I don't have to go to the extreme, although this guy is saying these things because he's a politician. He's trying to, to save himself. Trump has some, he knows that if he doesn't win presidency to get, presidential immunity, he's gonna be, his behind will be somewhere, maybe in jail or in house arrest, and he's gonna lose a lot of money. So Trump is is like somebody who's fighting to not die. That's what I'm understanding what Trump is doing. It's not really like what, for, especially for melanated people. I don't think that Trump is for melanated people, because I haven't seen any policy that he put forward that will help, our brothers and sisters, like ADOS or FBA. So he's just fighting for his survival, and of course, in that fight, there is those connection of MAGA, his MAGA connection with the folks in Project 2025, which people
dear God, really?
Yeah, man. Do you think that
you have no historical
not
context, brother? Project 2025 has already been implemented under Bill Clinton. What do you think the crime bill was? What do you think welfare reform of 1996 was? You already went through the situation, and the funniest part about it is he don't even claim the plan.
No,
and
because he's
respectfully, brother,
like
brother,
that.
you're saying policies that wouldn't benefit ADOS, Black Americans. Now, the funniest part about the situation is that the policies that Trump put in, from the HBCU funding, that was $55 billion, Biden-Harris cut it to $2 billion, to the situations of both the First Step Act that helped 90% of most of the people that got released from federal prisons and got clemency and pardons were Black men. And 3, the situation when it came to the economy, when the scenarios of making sure that the permits was accelerated and fast-tracked in opportunity zones and Black urban facilities.
Oh man, that's opportunity zone was a scam, bro.
Network.
I look for it. The opportunity zone, man, it was a scam. There was nothing like that. Here in Texas.
If you didn't fix and flip a property in a neighborhood, you didn't get the ability to get the tax credit if you hold it for 10 years. Like, come on, man. Like, what do you suspect opportunity zones to be? A free check? Opportunity zones is a scenario if you fix and flip in a community that is dilapidated in an urban facility that is in a Black community, You get to be able to have 0% on your capital gains. Now, people need to understand that the Democratic Party was the same one saying that it was a scam, but they took advantage of it. People like T.I. in Atlanta, Georgia. Dynas knows what I'm talking about. Dynas definitely knows what I'm talking about. T.I. was the main one talking about a scam. Black people don't have capital gains. And he was the main ones buying up all the affordable housing, take advantage of the tax credits. My biggest problem is Democrats never tell you what the situation of entrepreneurism that they're taking advantage of. They're the main ones making money in the stock market, Nancy Pelosi. Hell, I follow her situation so I can be able to trade. I'm a Republican. Looking at a Democrat's portfolio because she make 85% per year. So I give Democrats credit is due. They do their scamming out in the open and nobody challenging, call it out.
Hey, Elvis Morris is here, man. This is the guy I was waiting for. Elvis, before you start,
oh dear God,
Omkal is here.
Brother, respectfully,
please.
I know why you vote blue, man. I know why you vote blue. I know why you vote blue.
I don't most of the time vote blue, but when I go through my,
I don't get it, but I know why.
First of all, like this is how I vote. First of all, I check on my interests.
So you like men in women's bathrooms, huh, sir?
No, hell no, bro.
Well, this is the party that's going for it, brother. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, come on, man.
There is
other
than that, there is other better issue. Like, let's say for me in Texas, man, I don't like what Greg Abbott is trying to push, like this school voucher. Because I look at it, at first I was like, man, it might be interesting because I remember how I went to school in Congo or how I went to school in South Africa. You were able to, you were not only confined to a district. If there was a better school somewhere, you could go there. But then I went deep, in looking at what the bill is saying and, hearing what people who are...
Name me 3 bills that you like from the Democrats. I can name you 3 bills that I rock with Donald Trump's plan. That's
the infrastructure bill, the inflation reduction bill. It's out,
Well, those were mainly green energy bills. So you trade the stock
in
US
we are like when it comes to infrastructure, we are backward. Like if you go to France, bro, you're like, man, the US was supposed to be, the leader of the freeway, but look at our infrastructure. You cannot catch a train, like a speed train from Texas to DC or to New York. Even flying, it's so all that. Bro.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, man. When it comes to those
when
bills,
it comes to immigration, I'm not pro this illegal immigration. Man, I'll tell you, even if
so, you're not for amnesty.
No, man, amnesty on all that illegal immigration. No, because I rock with my melanated people here. I try to go, to understand what is their plight, and then look at my interests as well, then balance it. So that's what I do.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the policies really quick, and we got Elvis in here. Now, I like the situation of 0% payroll tax cut because somebody that's making $80,000 per year, they say 15% that would go to the situation of Medicare, situation of Social Security tax, and also that also makes up the door for at least $1,000 a month. 12 times by 12, that's $12,000 saved in your pocket. I'm trading the stock market. I need the consumer to have enough money spent to keep on buying, consumer discretionaries. And Trump wants no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and he wants to cut the tax basis to a 2-tier system where it's 15% for incomes under 150,000 and 30% for incomes over 150 and above. So if that's the situation at hand, I'd rather deal with at least a president that at least get the numbers in the economy straight. Now, and I know that in African countries, they don't respect open borders. There's border scrimmages because of the situation of open borders or any type of mass movement. And that the Rainbow Initiatives don't even set foot in Africa. Even little Kenyatta told Obama to walk.
One thing there.
Little Kenyatta told Obama to walk when it came to any rainbow stuff.
I understand.
And Big
Y'all
Kenyatta
just
would
gonna
have
let
told
this
him the
dude
same
just
thing.
tell lies and
How is that a lie? We have the clip of little Kenyatta literally telling Obama that.
Hold on, then I got to pass it to Elvis, but I mean, but he's right.
Am I lying?
30 seconds.
Am
30
I lying?
seconds. So I can explain
Dear
something.
Christ, man.
Brother,
we about
you
to
have,
accept the
you need,
rainbow initiatives because we hate Donald Trump now?
brother, you need to understand also one thing. Although I'm not pro this influx of illegal immigrants, but you need to understand also these people are flocking to America. Why are they flocking to America? Because most of their country are being messed up by the United States.
Oh, that's an. Listen, I'm so tired of that excuse. Then you know what you? No.
I'll give you example. Venezuela.
Let me speak. Let me speak. This is what you do. I'm so tired of this. The U.S. is destabilizing our country. Then what you do? You be a damn man and you do like what they did in the Sahel. You pick up an AK-47 and you go to work. I'm so tired of this. The U.S. is destabilizing our country, so we got to come to America. I'm tired of it. Be a man, grow some nuts, and put in work if that's how you feel. Period. I'm tired of it.
I mean, the CIA like assassinated.
CIA, FBI, the Alpha Boys, be a man and put in work.
Literally assassinated the Haitian president and then ended elections and then installed their puppet leader. Like that shit just happened. Like,
so we're gonna forget how in the Congo they stopped the coup.
Exactly.
What does that got to do with the fact that they?
But you act like that you can't have any kind of defense for it.
We're so helpless against
Yeah,
America.
man.
Oh my God, they destabilized our country. Oh my God.
Damn.
That's not it.
God.
Black man, we got to grow some nuts.
Is always the reason.
Our elders is getting old. Our elders is dying off. The 40, 50-year-old men, you got to take the baton. Eventually. I'm done.
Look we can keep complaining and saying all these excuses. We already know the rules to the game. Like Dinah says, grow some balls. The Sahel, Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, they are already showing us how it is done, how to do it. The problem with the rest of us is that we do not want to unite because honestly, we don't like each other. Honestly, we ain't got the skills. Honestly, those who can help us don't want to help us because of our shenanigans and the way we even reason. So we can't keep just making these excuses. We already know the rules of the game. We already know the way this man is playing the game. So what else you want?
All right, let's have a conversation, right? Like I came in here because I wanted to hear about the Dangote.
Well, let me do this. Let me pass. Let me pass it to Elvis because Elvis was next, and then go ahead, Elvis.
All right, thank you, Dennis. No, you're good. I just want to say, keep the guns out of the hands of mentally ill people. That's just my take on it. I pass the mic.
Okay, go ahead, tell that.
Listen, I came in to hear about the Dangote mine. I've been doing a lot of research on it. I think that's greenfield in Africa for people to develop these refineries. And guess what? It's possible. You get a few people with enough money and enough know-how. You buy a blueprint from China, one of their working mines. I mean, one of their working refineries, and you could be in business. Like you could imagine yourself in business. But the fuckery that has happened around that mine, the installing of Tinubu's nephew, and the fact that a lot of these so-called oil companies are not oil companies. They're oil importing companies. The whole retarded concept of I'm going to pull the oil out of my soil, then I'm going to ship it somewhere else to be refined, and then I'm going to buy it back. That's the most ridiculous abusive practice, and the only reason why that it continues to happen is because they're still able to install their puppets. They're still able to install the people who are going to rubber stamp this bullshit. I don't even know why BP or any of those oil companies or any of those British oil companies should still be in Nigeria. They should be paying Nigerians reparations, not just only stealing their oil.
Brother,
the reality is they are a disruptive force in the on the continent. And yes, Dynas is right. We gotta start, putting our balls on the table and be men. This was always gonna end the way that we're talking about. But remember, when Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso came together, who opposed them? who stood in opposition of him. And even the leaders who weren't standing in opposition, Ivory Coast and Benin, now they've been bought off to try and destabilize the movement that they're trying to have in the Sahel. You can't, just because I get it, you're Americans, you're pulling yourself up by your bootstrap types. I get it. But you can't not say the reason just because someone stabbed you and you know what I'm saying, you can't say, oh, that person didn't stab me, I just wasn't tough enough to stop him. Like, that don't make any sense. Like, they do destabilize the country in that, but like y'all said, it's not an excuse anymore. We've got to fight these people, and that's what I'm with. I'm with fighting these people.
But it goes back to what I was saying.
Possible.
It goes back to what I was saying. It goes back to what I was saying. Without unity, we can't achieve all these things. The reason why Burkina Faso and all these people are able to achieve these things is because the people are backing them up. The people collectively see the same thing. It's not our situation whereby 100 people see 100 different things. So in order for us to be able to do what you're talking about, we need to find a way to galvanize our people to see the same thing. We need our own propaganda. But for me, talking about the Dangote refinery, I get all that. And by the way, I just heard that there's another refinery opening in Nigeria. Another Nigerian is about to open another refinery, I think in somewhere in Port Harcourt or something like that. A big one. So just bring that out there. I'm not sure how sure it is, but it seems to be true. But for me, talking about the Dangote refinery, my own questions still remain, as I asked on this platform a while ago. How many Nigerians is he hiring? Because now he's going to be selling that oil at premium price. Nigerians will have to be buying their oil at the most expensive in the world for a oil producing nation. So now, okay, fair and good. Now, if you are going to be charging Nigerians this amount of money, how many Nigerians are you hiring in that company? How many Indians are there? Why are there Indians in that company? Do Indian companies have Nigerians working for them in the thousands? So this is where, again, it comes down back to the people. The people, the African people, most of them are oblivious to what the truth is. We are divided by too many isms that we cannot put, see, I don't care how, for example, how much differences the Europeans, even look at America that we are here in. I don't care how much differences that they have, Republican or Democrat or whatnot, hillbilly, high class, white boy. When it comes to some certain things, they drop all that division and they stick together. Until we are able to achieve those commonsensical things, until we are able to understand what self-preservation means, we will be stuck. People will always exploit us. And that is why they said for the past 30, 40 years, America has spent almost $3 trillion on racism. Our enemy is not sleeping. Our enemy is working, making sure we stay divided. Especially now with what just happened with the Sahel right now. They ain't about a lot another African country to go like that. So now on the flip side, I'll say this. I'm looking for a stock to buy in Dangote stock. If it does have stocks, I already got a couple of millions in my bank account in Nigeria, so I'm trying to put about half of it in that stock market. Right? So that's what I'll be advising, us, the people, that, vibrate on this level to be doing. And then again, I keep saying this. When are we going to, those of us who are Pan-African, those of us who are pro-Black, whatever, for example, what if, let's say as a group, we're able to put $100 million right now and go create a refinery, as you were alluding to earlier. And like right now, okay, shit, Dangote is building his right now. Let's go build ours in Nigeria too right now. But again, I don't know, man. I leave the mic for the rest.
All right, Cosmic Chaos, go ahead.
It's been me speaking.
Oh, that was you speaking? Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Dre.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the other topic regarding the refineries, but I would like to kind of shift the conversation back to the Trump assassination. So what I'm saying about it is that, okay, are we going to have gun control laws in terms of these things once if Trump gets in office? Because the very same party that he's on is the very same party that's for guns. They're pro-gun and everything. So how is that going to like really pan
Can I,
out?
can
Well,
I
the
say
shooter was a convicted felon, so he had no business, and he couldn't buy a gun if he wanted to. So, what?
can I say something?
I mean, do you think we need more gun control laws?
I don't think
So,
that.
gun control doesn't stop anything if we are.
I mean, I would like to look at it from a sociological perspective, right?
I was gonna say, you guys, Kamala Harris and Tim Watts are gun owners too.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying it's nuance in this, though. It's not just like, oh, well, everybody should just be pro-gun. I mean, there are certain things. People who have mental disorders should not be carrying any type of gun.
But what
But,
happens
but,
when
but, but was
when a
he? But was
person
he?
breaks the law and get the gun
What,
from the
what was
street?
he? Was he? What's the word?
We
Diagnosed
need
with a
more
mental
background
disorder?
checks. There needs to be more background checks in as far as like ownership of guns.
I'm saying, was he diagnosed as mentally whatever?
I don't know if he was
But
diagnosed as mentally incompetent or just
So,
or ill or whatever, but
so my question to you is: are you for a national gun registry
I
where
don't
you
think would
have
ever
to
happen.
re-register your gun every single year?
I don't
Because
think
here in
would ever.
California, if you don't register your guns every single year, that's considered a violation, and that's considered a scenario of 3 to 5 years. So, are you for that situation of policy? Because Kamala Harris is for a national gun registry. Are you for that policy?
so is that
So it's
regarding gun
more than just
control or is
background
that
checks. You
regarding
know
being
that, right?
pro-gun?
I
No,
hope you know
no,
it's
I'm
just
not.
more than just background checks. Because we also have red flag laws. Are you for red flag laws? Say you have the situation with you and your neighbor calls an anonymous tip saying that you are dangerous and a threat to others. Red flag laws, you have police literally SWAT your house. Are you
Uh,
for that policy position?
no, I disagree with that.
Because red flag laws is here in California. You have red flag laws. Even in Texas, you have red flag laws. And that's a state where you have open carry.
Well, I live in an open carry state, so I do feel like we should have gun control laws nationally.
Now, if so, once your state goes blue, that open carry will be gone.
I think that's a good thing.
But you use your gun, you ride around with your gun to be
I
able to
was
fend
just
off
I was
bad
just
guys.
going to say that. What's the purpose of open carry?
To be
Yeah,
able to
what's the
fend
purpose of
off
open
bad
carry?
guys as a deterrence.
No, you can conceal carry and
And
defend
you know
yourself
what?
as
Northern
well.
Nigeria even stated that they wanted to do Second Amendment. I heard literally situations of articles, and Dinus, please help me if you have seen that. In Northern Nigeria, they even do the idea of Second Amendment to fend off bandits. Now, that's what we do in Texas. That's what we do in Arizona. That's what we do in Georgia, Florida. Open carry, concealed carry, but there's some form
What's
of
the
carry.
difference between open carry and concealed carry?
To be able to deter any kind of person that's trying to rob you for your car, that helps you. Anybody that's trying to rob you when you're out on
That's
date
not
night,
what it
or
means.
somebody that's trying to rob you when you're in the store. If
Okay.
literally
Open
the
carry
situation
means
in
you can
Buffalo,
have
New
a gun
York, if
both
there was
in
a
and
person that
outdoors.
literally had open carry to be able to shoot the white supremacists that was shooting at black people, that would have literally saved the day. But in New York State and New York City, they have the strongest gun laws, and they still have problems
Well,
with illegal guns.
I don't deal with law. I deal with equity.
Yeah, they come from the places where the guns are legal.
They
Everybody
come
knows
from
you
up
go to
from up
Virginia
in
and get your
Canada.
gun.
The thugs in Canada, Toronto. They come into New York, move guns. They get the guns from Ohio. They get guns all from the situations of
Nah, VA,
illegal
Virginia. I'm from Brooklyn.
So you don't
It's a
believe in
long,
background
Virginia,
checks,
a
is what
long
you're saying?
known
So
thing. They go to
you're
Virginia
moving
to get their
around.
guns.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Why couldn't they prevent that dude from killing all those people in Walmart? Because I'm sure a lot of people in
We need
Walmart
an
with
armed
open carry.
securities act. So my solution is we need 3 to 4 armed guards
That
Right.
get
So just
legal
open
health
carry
checks.
doesn't
Let me
solve the
finish. Let me
problem, right?
finish. Let me finish.
Exactly.
You're not even letting me finish my
Exactly.
point, and I'll give you all the mic. We need 3 to 4 armed security guards to protect our schools, churches, and to be able to protect the big landmarks.
I think
Now, because you're not going to be able to stomp away illegal guns. Because even if you had a serial barcode on every single gun, they're going to get ghost guns from 3D printers, and they're not going to get rid of 3D printing. Because there are situations where in Oakland, California, where people are using ghost guns to kill their people. Now, Armed Securities Act can be used for subdivisions as well, but it's going to cost money. We can use the money from the Defense Department to be able to put aside $40 to $50 billion annually. If we can give Ukraine $500-600 billion annually to be able to protect their borders, to be able to make sure that they have equipment to be able to fight off Russia, we can do the same situation for our schools, our churches, Walmarts,
your schools.
events,
But
any
when you
kind of
say your
landmark.
schools,
We
what you
need
talking
3
about?
security guards to be able to fend off any kind of shooter that is shooting anybody in that location. Now, you can disagree with it. I believe in deterrence. Because if we're not going to do open carry, if you believe only police should have guns, then it needs to be a scenario of armed security guards, private security, local security guards, anything but the National Guard, because y'all don't want a National Guard coming in. So we need
One
private
second. Let me
security
ask you a
coming in.
question, please. You're a Republican, right?
Moderate, but yeah. I don't
Okay.
vote Republican in every election. I actually voted Democrat in my local.
Okay. So yeah, I'm asking this question because the logistics of that, if you're a conservative or you say
It's
you're
$50
moderate,
billion
not a conservative.
annually. Yes, I already did the
Yeah.
math. Because it's going to take 3 armed security guards nationwide to be able to actually thoroughly cover all 50 states.
So how is it going to be covered?
Through the military budget, through spending. Simple as that. We spend over $800 billion in our military budget. We're going to keep on spending on the military budget. Hell, Ronald Reagan spent what, $40 billion on space wars, Star Wars, and it was literally a non-existent plan. Trump wanted to put guards in the churches and schools when the shooting happened in Uvalde. Now, if we're not going to put 3-4 armed guards for your children, then what's the purpose?
So, but listen to what you're saying. Trump is a Republican, right? He wanted
Yes.
that. Did the other Republicans want it as well?
No.
Exactly. Why do you think they didn't want it?
Because there are establishment Republicans. So what you're saying is fundamentalists. Yes, those are the fundamentalist establishment Republicans. But they
No, you
will
know why?
eventually
Because
get on board because, one, when he was in office, he bullied the Lindsey Grahams. He bullied the Kowinskis that literally were the people that are saying no to the spending on the bill. But Democrats, they were also in favor of a situation of both gun control and security guards.
but what
So
are
the
those
security
what are
guards
those
in
security guards
schools
going to
is a
do?
bipartisan situation. If you think
Here's my
about it,
here's
because
my
Trump
question though,
wants it,
right?
Trump wants it, Democrats want it. So why
What are
can't
the
we have armed security guards to protect our children?
what are those security guards going to do?
But
To
you
be
already
able to
do.
be
Like
right there in front and
Are they going to
forth.
check every student that comes in?
Yes. Here in LA, we actually search kids for guns here in LA.
Yeah, but
Yes,
that
it can be
doesn't.
done.
You're not
So what
searching.
happened? What happened at Uvalde?
Nobody didn't check them kids for no guns, and there wasn't armed security right there in front. Those police officers was under-equipped. I'm talking about people with AR-15s to be able to tackle the situation right there on the spot.
This isn't a solution. It's a
Yeah,
being.
so kids in school are seeing people
Boy,
with
y'all liberals,
AR-15s
boy,
walking around in school.
y'all liberals kill me,
it's a
boy.
case
How
in
are we
Georgia.
gonna
No,
stop
I'm
the
not a
issue with gun
liberal.
control
Don't
when
be
we still got
disrespectful.
illegal guns in the street? Y'all can never tell me that solution.
Listen,
We need a
Yeah,
what I'm
deterrent
saying
most
is,
of the times it's
because
not the
people
thug
are all
it's
gonna
not the
have
thugs
guns.
from the street that's going
Hell,
to school and
Chicago
killing
got the
kids.
strictest gun laws, and they still got 6,000 shootings. So how you even solve that? Chicago, Illinois have the strongest gun laws. LA has the
right?
strongest
But
gun laws.
it's
New York City.
Green Bay, Wisconsin is right next door. You can walk less. You can walk across the street into Wisconsin and buy any gun you
And you
want
get
and
illegal
come back.
guns. That's what I'm saying. How you
That's
tackle the
why. Like
illegal gun
y'all
problem?
always tell half
Because
the
you're getting it
story.
illegally. Because
You're
you're
not.
No,
getting the
we're
gun
talking about
illegally.
illegal guns. People who commit these
But that's
mass
how
killing
people
usually get
get the
illegal guns.
guns. If we're
And where are
talking
the guns
about how
coming from?
most crimes happen, it comes from illegal guns.
Yeah,
I'm talking
We're
about
talking,
where
for
the
Going to
example, school
Milwaukee, that's
shootings.
illegal.
is it
You're
from
going
other
across state
countries? Is
lines
it
to be
from
able to get a gun that's not registered in Illinois. That is
Most of these school
felony.
shootings are guns that people obtain legally. They're not illegal guns.
You said most school shootings.
Yeah.
Do you
They're not
have?
the,
Do you now state your source? Give me a link and state the source, please.
Even the last.
Hold on, Elvis. Get a link and state your source.
Please state your source because you
no, I'm
said
not.
most.
I'm not gonna do that. If you don't
You
know
gave
that
Oh,
they got the
well,
guns legally,
you gave a very
just don't have the
yeah. If
facts.
you don't know they got the guns legally, I can't even argue with you
Elvis,
because
you just don't have the
you're
facts.
arguing in bad
So are you
faith.
saying
You
an
don't have the facts.
AR-15 is illegal?
Yeah,
You said what, sir?
AR-15 is illegal. You
I
could.
said, are you saying that an AR-15 is illegal to carry?
No, it's legal.
I'm talking about when you get the gun state line. So if you're using the situation of people from
No, you're
Chicago
moving the
to Milwaukee,
goalposts. These kids, their parents had the gun legally. Donis yourself, you said it. You said that his father had that gun legally,
but
and
you
he
said
gave it to him as a
so
Christmas present or some
we
shit.
got to go to
So you
percentages,
guys
man.
already
We had
know
at
this.
least
Why are you
about
trying to
40
play
of
this
these
game?
cases in the past 5 years. So please give me the source on that.
Just look at the recent shootings. Both of the guys
Right.
that tried to
Their
clip
parents had the gun legally. It wasn't illegal.
Yeah, but
I'm
if the parents have the
arguing
gun legally, then the kid, when the kid gets it, it's illegal.
it's illegal.
Yeah, so it's illegal.
It's
And
deemed
that's why
illegal.
those parents are being
We're
charged.
talking about the acquisition.
I'm not arguing that. I'm not even
The gun
arguing
came
against
into
that.
the household legally.
That's why those parents are being charged, and rightfully so.
That's the source of the gun. The source of the gun.
Boy, like I said,
isn't
we need
Mexican
security guards to
3D
defend
printing
off
guns.
white supremacists.
You
and
saying
defend
those
off any
parents bought
crazy
those
person
guns
that's
from
trying to
Mexican
kill our
cartels? They bought it
children,
from Walmart
people
and
in our
wherever other
schools,
gun shop that they
churches,
buy guns from.
Walmarts.
Exactly.
Now, do y'all go to a festival event? Do y'all go to events?
Yeah.
Not often.
Do you see security guards?
Of course.
Of course we
Now,
do. Yeah.
do they have AR-15s?
No.
They have mostly handguns. So they're not even really equipped to fend off a long-range shooter.
And sometimes they even have there's National Guards at the football games.
And that's what we need. Not National Guard, but we need private armed security to be able to fend off. Why do you think the Philly gas station, that Indian dude had 3 armed security guards with AR-15s? That's no bigger than your
AR-15s
forearm
are definitely
to
legal.
defend off.
Especially in my state of North Carolina, they said it's not fully automatic, and the owner is not a convicted felon if they carry one. So yeah, it's very legal, especially in certain states. Yeah.
So when it comes to that, we need guards to be able to defend our landmarks. That's the only thing I'm saying, because you're not going to tackle the gun situation whole with the crime bills.
So basically just assault rifles and multiple dudes with assault rifles, and if it jumps off, it's gun battle at the OK Corral. Where
we need somebody to tackle that, right? What happened if we do put a bill in and tackle that situation, and they still got their illegal guns?
I just don't see the difference.
Because Kamala Harris is for a universal gun buyback.
I just don't
and
see
gun
why
buybacks, people don't give all their guns to the government. And we got gun buybacks here in California, LA County, specifically all the time.
Yeah, we had it in New York a while ago. Yeah,
And you don't give all your guns. And you didn't give all your guns. You gave all the guns that didn't work, rusty, jammed up. You did not give all your guns away.
That's exactly what the hood did.
Like I said, man, we say we're pro Second Amendment one moment and don't realize that, wait a minute,
I'm pro
some of these bills don't even make sense.
You gotta accept what comes with that. It's people are gonna.
Yeah, I'm pro Second Amendment with nuance, not just straight
And
down.
the nuance is that we have an annual gun registry every single year. If you don't register your gun, if any one of us don't register our gun, then we are deemed illegally holding a gun.
But right wing, your right wing brethren.
It's not right wing. This is California laws. You can literally.
Law. I'm talking about being what they stand for. They stand.
But do you see what the policy positions are on the left that you're supporting? Because I ain't saying going right wing. I'm saying don't openly go for the left. Why cannot we possibly go and especially locally? Because we say local politics is local. We can get an independent. We can get a libertarian. We can get a Green Party. Whatever is your feng shui, we can get the person in the local scenarios of city councils
in the county levels. Because the situation right there, at least you have what you consider gun laws with nuance. Okay, cool. But, you know, when it comes to everything at hand, man, the illegal guns is coming in, you know, as long as we are very lax and we want to give people coming across situation of amnesty and judify their cases from 6 years to 6 months, you know, I guess we will still always have people coming across the border with motherfucking illegal guns. And you know,
what?
And I
That's not
know
where
that they
guns come
put
from.
guns in the rail yards all across America.
Fam, the FBI explains is very clear where guns come from. Guns are purchased illegally at fairs. They have at the gun fairs. They have the little gun conventions. They like you could buy a toast in New York where guns are illegal. Like everybody know who the gun guy is in the hood. Like guns are everywhere. Why blame it on these people? They don't need to bring the guns over. They got other shit that they bring over.
So if that's the case, then we got to get rid of the gun fair. Then we got to ban the gun fair. And like I said, Michael Bloomberg, you from New York, man. You remember when Michael Bloomberg that said that only police should have guns?
What about him?
You remember when he said that only police should have guns?
Fuck that guy. I'm glad.
Like I said, man, I don't get how we bang Democrats so tough, but we literally leverage the Second Amendment. I don't get it, man. It's gonna be the point where you don't have any damn Second Amendment.
Those days are over. Y'all are lamenting.
I don't get y'all, man. I don't get East Coast people that move down south, where you left a blue city and went to a red state. I don't get that logic either. That's why people.
Let me add to that. And the thing is, there are more black people migrating to cities in the South in red states than they're going to these liberal blue states. It's just in cities. It's weird.
Thank you.
And then they come down here and vote Democrat
every time. Every time.
You can say all of that
every damn time.
But why do you think black people vote Democrat most of the time? Then
I just don't get. I don't get it. Like they'll come down
through
here.
Habit. I think through tradition and habit. Because black people are traditionally Democrat, no matter if they are business Democrat.
Do you think that it has
on
to do
welfare.
with the fact that Republicans are diametrically opposed to policies that are in favor of us? Is that the reason why?
So Dre, if that's the case,
lay it out the policies.
Hold on, what, Mike? If that's the case, Dre, why not stay in your liberal Democratic cities and states that are coming to the South with the white supremacist?
Well, probably because of inflation, I guess. I'm just
study that shows.
What's causing the inflation?
What's causing
the inflation?
These blue states.
Very complex thing. It could be.
Don't complex me.
Combination corporate greed, price gouging.
Listen, Dre. I'm from California. I was born and raised in California, so don't complex me. It's taxes. Shit is just overpriced.
Yeah, but your boy Trump wants high tariffs, which actually would cause more inflation.
But your administration kept the tariffs that he placed in.
Unemployment. It would cause
but y'all
more.
Kept the tariffs that Trump put on, though. Y'all kept them and added more tariffs.
I challenge black people who are in the South who complain about Republicans and shit being red. Go and move to Los Angeles or New York or one of these liberal states, liberal cities. You won't last a year.
You can't afford it. It's $3,500 a month on rent.
You won't last
because of rent control. Because they don't understand rent control makes the rent prices go up because of lack of building in the location. Because you are capping off how much they can charge annually. And with rent control, you're fucking up the land prices.
Are artificially inflating those numbers?
Rent control is doing that. I'm a person that's literally in real estate. When you put rent control on a location, then you can see that the land prices go from $100,000 to $250,000 in 3 years. So if somebody get a $250,000 on a land lot, they're gonna add $200,000 on that price, and now that's why you made a $250,000 neighborhood homes in the $500,000. The land lots get elevated. You don't understand that concept, sir. The land lots.
Wait. Hold on.
When the land prices get fluctuated because of lack of building,
They've been artificially inflating those numbers.
Okay, dog. Now explain San Francisco, where the tech companies they supply 2,500 jobs and displace hundreds of thousands of people because of the situation of somebody making $250,000 a year. The rent is $6,500 for a 4-bedroom. You got people that are making 6 figures working and living with 3 or 4 people in the same household. That's not normal. Where the people that you gave these high inflated job numbers, where 2,500 benefited from Google coming in.
There's no rent control in San Fran, I'll tell you that.
Shit. When it comes to California, we are a rent control state.
Not San Fran though. San Fran is there's not even a black neighborhood no more out there.
And see, and that's a navy blue. That's the most liberalist place in America. And you see the displacement. You see the displacement. It's economic displacement. That's all. Because really,
you're
it's
in
white
favor of
liberals that's
opportunity zones,
gentrifying
which
the hood.
actually would displace black people.
Because if you are putting in high inflated jobs, you're putting in situations of where white collar takes over the blue collar warehousing, which that they shipped in the 90s overseas. Everybody got to get in tech. Not everybody's going to make the tech transition. You done displaced job workers right there. Well, like, are we going to forget how situation of offshoring jobs hurt the black community in the 90s and the 2000s more than anything? And offshoring is something where if you get rid of the blue collar class, now you don't even have a working, what you call a working class, working poor. Now you just have homeless people altogether.
Policy to move us to the service industry versus manufacturing. Like that was just capital saying we would offshore that type of work and onshore.
Yeah. It helped the corporations out. I'm not saying that it didn't have any benefit to anybody.
Yeah, it only helps out investors when you do that.
Yeah, exactly. So when it comes to the situation, Bill Clinton literally accelerated most of the issues that we have with our supply chain just by offshoring. And that's why both sides of the aisle, both the Biden-Harris administration and Trump, are talking about trying to onshore the most best that they can. Even Biden has gave so much grant monies and tax initiatives for green initiatives, warehousing, semiconductors. Hell, Arizona is about to build the biggest semiconductor in the Southwest. And that's going to make all the land prices shoot up. All the land prices that were about 80,000, they're going to be 250,000 in 3 to 4 years. Once it is coming, see that displaced people. Y'all don't understand. When it comes to real estate displaces people very quickly. You just only thing you need is about 2 or 3 investor developers just build up shit. And I'll give the mic. I'm done.
Hello. All right, let me go ahead, Mr. Sam, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So this thing about the gun control stuff is do people that are against gun control, do they honestly believe that if there was more gun control that there would be more violence in the United States? I just was going to ask that in general, because a lot of people, they're looking at this gun control law from a selfish point of view, just looking at it for myself. I want to be able to protect myself, but if you're in a position of leadership and control of the government, you're not going to look at each individual person's story. You're going to look at the overall numbers. So if you think that the United States as a first world country has way too high homicide rates due to gun violence, then you would say, okay, I'm a lower access to these guns to watch these watch the violent rate go down or the homicide rate go down or due to gun violence.
I think people who are involved in gun violence for the most part are still going to find ways to get the guns to do what they need to do.
Yes, that's true. But are you saying that overall that gun violence would increase if you give more restrictions? That number, that's whatever that statistic is.
I'm not saying increase. But again, I just think there's a certain mentality among certain demographics of people who are involved in certain activities that, I mean, they're going to find a way to get guns. And I think that demographic, they're the cause of the majority of the gun violence, especially in these inner cities.
Yeah, that's the issue, because that demographic of people who are prone to violence, a lot of times it comes from disenfranchised or poor communities.
I'm not buying that disenfranchised or poor communities, because you know, and I use myself. I mean, because a lot of these communities are heavily subsidized, so I'm just not buying that anymore.
They are disenfranchised. They are neglected.
But they are heavily subsidized. Heavily.
Just because they're subsidized doesn't mean this is not poor or is not low income. These people are still struggling. Just, you know, so I don't understand why you're saying that. Oh, well, just because it's subsidized, that means that these communities are somehow just better off.
Well, what I mean, that they have the resources to live
What
in
type
decent.
of resources do they have?
It's called welfare.
Oh,
it's
here
called
we go.
food stamps.
And you think so? See, this is the misconception about welfare. People think that just because people get welfare, that means that they're just balling it up or just living a rich lifestyle.
Dre, let me tell you something. So I live in Atlanta. I live in the West End. So I go to the Kroger. It's on Rob David Abernathy. These folks come in there with their food stamps, their car, their I don't know what kind of card, their debit cards, and they are loading up with groceries. I'm talking about they buy the most groceries. So I'm not buying it.
But
like they're not starved. They are not starved. They are low
welfare fraud. You know, have you heard of Brett Favre? You know, being charged for welfare fraud.
What's that got to do with the topic that we're talking about?
Absolutely nothing.
Well, what is the cause of the violence if it's not being disenfranchised?
All I'm saying is, I am not buying, you know, because again, these communities are heavily subsidized and they got resources. They eating good. Trust me. When I'm in Atlanta and I'm at the grocery store, these folks are pulling out their food stamps. They're pulling out their, I don't know what it's called, in the peach card. I think it's called a peach card. And what I mean, they are loading up freaking grocery cart full, hanging out of the grocery cart of full food and you know, everything hanging out of the grocery cart. I'm not buying the hunger argument.
The majority of people who are on food stamps actually work.
What is that? He's still
because
not here.
A lot of times we have misconceptions and they say that they're lazy because
they never have a solution for the violence. They're not telling you what's causing the violence.
No, what I'm saying is you're using the excuse that these neighborhoods are disenfranchised and that's causing the violence. And what I'm saying is they're getting resources. So disenfranchised by
so you're with the Republican solution to just bring more police.
So they're getting cheap rent. They're getting their Georgia Peach cards. So what's the problem?
Okay, so you're saying take the welfare from the disenfranchised or the poor people.
Well, what I'm saying is
give that money to the police department.
I didn't say that. I'm tired of the excuse that the violence is caused because of disenfranchisement when these people are heavily subsidized.
But that's one of the causes, though. You're ignoring the root cause of the problem.
Let's assume that you're correct, right? And your
overall objective. I'm correct. I'm correct.
Well, let's assume that you're correct, right? And the overall, and you want to lower the violence. How are you going to do that? Are you just going to get more police?
I just think there's a certain demographic of people who are just greedy and violent. I don't know what else to say.
But you don't say it about rich people, though. You don't say it about people who are getting corporate welfare from the government.
Okay, the people. But Trey, the people who are getting corporate welfare from the government, are they shooting shit up? Again, you brought up the violence.
Well, the
Show me the show.
disenfranchisement is one of the
Dre,
causes of the violence because they
you're
have
all over the
access to
place.
food deserts. Food
Dre,
deserts
you're
as
all over
well
the
as
place. You're all over the place, Dre. You're all over the place. What the hell does corporate welfare got to do with what we're talking about?
because I feel like a lot of times when we talk about welfare, is always a thing of making black people or poor people the face of it instead of actually looking at the
Dre,
fact that both poor and rich
you
people benefit.
guys brought up violence
But the
in regards
violent
to
part of it, yeah, that
disenfranchisement.
has something to do with it because of
I'm
structural
saying that
issues
these
that
people,
exist.
I'm saying that these people are getting resources where they don't have to be violent.
Not
too
many resources. It's not enough resources for them to be lifted out of poverty. That's supplemental income. That's supplemental income that you might
you get a job.
That's not enough for them to
there
move out of
are
poverty.
resources. You go to work, you get a job.
There are a lot of people who work who are on welfare.
I know. So
that's the whole notion. That's that whole Nixon ideology that you're trying to promote as if like people don't work on welfare while being on welfare.
I didn't know. When did I say that? When did I say that?
You're kind of alluding to that because you're saying,
Dre, ain't no alluding, Dre. That's
what
women do. Ain't no alluding. That's what women do. What did I say that?
So do they or do they not work?
Yes, you can work and be on welfare. Yes. What did I say you can't? What did I ever say that?
All right. Okay. So we agree. So then what's the issue though, as far as like you're saying the violence
I just think some people are greedy and violent. I just think some people that will value a cell phone and some Jordans in a car more than human life.
And why are those people greedy and violent?
Because they're greedy and violent and lazy. They're lazy.
You have no reason. You have no idea. Are they just like born greedy and violent?
They're just.
I
think they're around people who are just lazy and violent and leech off the system. And instead of getting out there and getting to it, they just rather take something that's not theirs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they say that. Do you know about
actually steal from
and push dope in our communities?
Well, do you know about the statistic about families that don't have a 2-parent household or the father isn't in the house that they're prone to becoming more violent?
Okay.
Yeah. So if your solution is not to get rid of guns, then what solution do you have to keep the family together?
I just think that no matter what, there's still a demographic of people who are going to find access to guns to participate in their foolery.
Yeah, see, that's the thing about the Republican Party. See, they're so free industry that they just want to keep the freedom and give it all to the people, but they have no objective or no plans to improve the economy or improve the nature of what's going on in the country that we live in. So, I mean, there needs to be a balance in between restriction and the freedom of the people, because that's what the country is. But if you give the people way too much freedom, then you lose control. And once you lose control and allow things to just happen, then that's when the country starts to go downwards. Because you're talking about
we do not have the freedom to diversify the voting field until we get rid of Trump. After Kamala wins, then we can demand action from Democrats or we pick other candidates. Y'all was saying this shit last election term. It don't work like that. That's just delusional. That's delusional as hell.
And also the thing about inflation, everyone's saying that Biden caused this inflation, Biden caused that inflation. But the United States has the lowest rate of inflation of any advanced country in the world. All of the other countries are going through higher inflation than we are, which was due to the shutdown from the COVID attack.
We all know Trump didn't handle COVID well, and he
I
also.
don't think the planet it was a world epidemic or nothing
right,
of it.
So the entire. So why are we blaming the or the Democrats for?
Well, I'm saying, why are we playing
when the entire world is going through inflation?
It's the blame game. That's all it is. It's just nothing but a blame game on both sides, and it's just to keep us, in the matrix, you know, because they don't want us to have other options besides just Republican and Democrat because we live under a two-party system.
Okay, yeah, that's what it looks like. There's something similar to that. I don't know, you know, who's causing that, but yeah, the whole entire world is going through inflation. So
yeah, that's true.
it's nothing. It's nothing that, you know, any presidential nominee could do to fix that, other than to allow the world economy to recover from the COVID when it got shut down for that year, and the people on top, these entrepreneurs who are making money hand over fist, they're getting greedy. They're saying, okay, well, since inflation went up, or since the prices went up, I'm gonna just price gouge and make as much money as I can while
You know, I
while the
mean,
market's high.
hold on. Well, Mr. Man, do you understand how business works?
Yeah, I understand.
I mean, Mr. Salmon, if the prices of goods go up, you have to roll those prices over to the customer. That's just how it works.
Right. Yeah, but
So
they also know, they also, yeah, if the price of the goods go up, but if the price, if you know that you can make as much money as you can while the market's high, then you're going to continue to keep the prices high, even if the cost to production goes down. You'll keep the prices high. You're not going to bring it back down. See what I'm saying?
that's not
So
necessarily
okay,
true.
let's say for instance that, you know, the prices went up because gas prices went up, and the cost to transport the product from the manufacturer to the supply depot went up, but the price of gas went down, right? But they didn't bring down the price of the goods that's inside of the store. They're going to keep it up there because that's the price. You're not going to say, okay, well, it costs, you know, $10 for a pack of water, and because the gas prices went down, I'm gonna bring the price of water down to $5. They're not going to do that. They're just going to keep gaining profits, and that's the stock market is a part of this problem, because everyone's saying that, okay, the stock market is
So
doing this, the stock
what do you
market is doing that.
what are you expecting Kamala Harris to do about that?
I don't know. You know, I was just asking, you know, who has a solution to.
There's no solution. As the cost of business going up, the prices are going to go up. Period.
And you think that Trump is going to fix that?
I'm honestly not complaining about that.
Hello?
I just know that's the reality.
So you're in favor of you know, millionaires or just people who make a lot of money getting tax breaks versus the people who are part of the 99%?
If these millionaires are creating opportunities, absolutely. If these millionaires are putting people to work, absolutely.
But how is it going to affect us, though? I mean, that's just what I want to get clarity on.
Who is us?
Well, not you, but I'm saying people who are working class,
I
middle class.
I would love tax breaks, but I think if you have an entrepreneur who's taking all of the risk, who's employing people, then yes, he deserves a tax break.
But do you think that's actually going to be more beneficial to the worker, because they could be taxed more?
If he's expanding his business, if he's hiring more people, then I think so. If he's putting people to work, absolutely. Hey, Cosmo, you got to turn off the. I don't know. That's your baby talking in the background. I don't know what's going on, but go ahead, Cosmic Chaos.
Are we still talking about the Nigerian refinery by Dangote, right?
No, we got off onto American politics now.
Oh, me, you know, see, my own philosophy about this is we as black people in America, we need to create our own stuff. Nobody, Democrat or Republican. And as a matter of fact, um, 2 days ago, I was trying to up on your live and speak about this topic called Hegelian dialectic, right? Action, reaction, solution. See, for us black people in this country, it does not matter who gets in, Republican or Democrat. Our situation is still gonna be the same. The only
Yeah,
people who
they're
is
both
gonna
bought and paid for.
right. So the only people who are going to help us in this country is for us to create our think tank, is to invest in our best brain, our best mind. is for us to come together and start building corporations and things like that, and our own self. Let Black people as a collective get into our own form of capitalism. Let's go to the
What's that in the
Caribbean.
background? Or who's that in the
You
background?
got a lot of background noise, Cosmic.
All right, I'm gonna hop off for now. All right.
Okay. All right, guys. Links in the chat. If you want to call in, click on the link. If you want to call in, please click on the link. But Dre, do you think Kamala Harris has a chance to do better than Hillary Clinton in 2016, and why?
Now, you said in terms of like maybe the polls.
Well, just election in general. I just don't see her
Well, I
doing.
mean, like I said, we could be surprised by it, but I would say that I mean anything is possible. But I mean, if Trump wins, he just wins because either way, like I said, I feel like both parties are being bought and paid for, and we already know that independents and people of the Green Party are not really going to win based on the fact that they don't have enough support in this because of this whole two-party system, which I don't agree with, and I think we need to dismantle the electoral college so that way we can make it more possible to get a popular vote, overall. So I just think that, yeah, I mean, we're in chaos at this moment politically. I mean, I just don't know exactly what other option we can really go for or go towards. I mean, what do you recommend besides just voting for Trump? I mean, because see, I think a lot of people just only think that Trump is the only solution, and I'm thinking like, well, we also need to focus on Congress. A lot of times we're so fixated on the president or voting people in to be president, but how come we're not focusing on the lawmakers who actually make certain laws in favor of us or against us?
Okay.
And I don't think that Trump is going to fully get rid of fully handle the border like you think he is.
Well, what we do know, it wasn't this bad under Trump like it is now. That's just a fact.
But he blocked the border bill.
When did he block it?
He blocked it. Well, he called up the Republicans in the Senate and blocked it.
When was this?
That was years ago. That was probably between 2021 and 2022, I think, right?
Because he wasn't in office.
But he called the Republican Senate.
Oh, man, he wasn't in office.
He wasn't in office, but he told them to block it. I mean, the Republicans in the Senate even said it. So how was he for ending the border crisis when he was the very first one that blocked it, or the person that wanted to get Republicans to block it?
Hold on one second. Let me see something.
You don't believe that? You don't believe he?
Because a lot of times what they do with these bills, they add a bunch of fluff to it.
Now I understand it was not all the way perfect because I know that people will say like, oh, they added more money or funding towards Israel or the Ukraine or whatever it is.
Okay,
that happened, but at the same time, because I think $20 billion was going to go towards the border itself or just fixing the border crisis with, I think at least 1,500 plus border patrols, cracking down on fentanyl with advanced technology and things like that. So what I'm saying is that they actually had more of a robust plan for border security than Trump did. Trump only had 3.8.
Hold on. We're about to find
for
out
the
right
border
now.
wall, and that didn't get fixed.
Look at him.
Hold on.
Blissfully unaware. He has no idea that without deep observability from Gigamon.
I don't need to stand up here for too long. I echo the comments made by my colleagues and friends up here. But one of the things that I've heard from a number of reporters and from a number of Democratic activists is this argument that why don't you guys not let the perfect be the enemy of the good? And of course, the presumption here is that this is good border policy. It's not good border policy. We're letting the bad be the enemy of the good because this is bad border policy. If you're going to actually vote to enact border policy, you're going to take a tough vote. For all the reasons that Ted stated, it ought to actually do something important. We have to remember the fundamental framing here. This is what so much of the reporting ignores about this border crisis. The fundamental framing here is Joe Biden has every tool at his disposal to end the border crisis tomorrow. So what we're trying to do with this law is constrain his discretion and force him to do the job that he refuses to do. We're trying to force the president to do what he already could do under existing legal authority. And yet every single provision of this legislation, or nearly every provision of this legislation, allows either Secretary Mayorkas or the President of the United States to waive the enforcement mechanisms. How do you square these things? How do you say we've got to force the president to do a job, and yet we're passing a border bill that allows the president to waive every single authority that the bill gives him? We do not need to give Joe Biden more tools. We do not need to give Joe Biden a border security bill, which is really, as Roger Marshall said, a Ukraine first bill masquerading as a border security bill. What we need to do is pass legislation that forces Joe Biden to do his job, restrains his discretion, constrains his discretion, not give him more authority to run and around the laws that we have in this country. This bill doesn't do that, so we can't support it. As you heard everybody said, that doesn't mean there is an immigration law that we would support. There are a number of provisions in this bill that if they were made better and actually forced Joe Biden to do his job, we'd all vote for it. I'm maybe the biggest skeptic of Ukraine aid in the United States Senate. I care much more about the American southern border, but I'm not going to vote for a border security package that doesn't do any border security. Thanks.
Okay. Guys, links in the chat room. Link is in the chat room. If you guys want to call in, click on the link again. If you guys want to call in, click on the link.
So is he basically saying that he can sign an executive order right away and just get rid of the border crisis? It's to me, he's just sounding idiotic because it doesn't work like that. Yeah, Biden can sign an executive order, but it's not going to just happen overnight. That's just not how things work. I mean, he did get congressional support on both sides. It was a bipartisan bill. Like I said, the most conservative Republicans and the most liberal Democrats came together with that bill, and they they really agreed on securing the border. However, like I said, Senate and the Republicans in the Senate did not want that bill to be passed. So, are you saying that he shouldn't get congressional support, or are you saying that he should just only sign an executive order? I mean, how should this border crisis be fixed?
Well, they said they couldn't. I guess he could waive it, whatever, or maybe maybe if Biden agreed to not waive whatever Vance was talking about, then it gets signed.
Wasn't what's his name? Frankfurt, Lankford, or something like that. That was a part of that bill. I think wasn't he one of the ones that created it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it was somebody named Lankford that I think was a part of creating that border security bill.
Yeah, Vance is going to crush Waltz at the when they have their VP debate. Vance is going to crush Waltz.
I doubt it.
Vance is going to crush Waltz. That's going to be easy work. But guys, links in the chat room. Link is in the chat room if you want to call in. Here we go. The bill establishes a path to citizenship for certain undocumented individuals. The bill also replaces the term alien with non-citizen in the immigration statuses and addresses other related issues. Okay, that's probably why. All right, guys, links in the chat room. Link is in the chat room. If you want to call in, click on the link. If not, we'll go ahead and close out here in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, they actually said that the amount of migrants coming over here is actually slowing down or actually decreasing. But I think a lot of times in the media, especially Fox News, they like to perpetuate that type of thing of making it seem as if a lot of migrants, just millions and millions of migrants a day are just coming over. That's really not happening. And I actually heard that a lot of them are not even committing crimes like people think they are. Is maybe some of them committing certain crimes? Yeah, that's happening, but that's not happening at a high rate like people think it is. At the border. I think a lot of times, a lot of these right-wing outlets like to just kind of put that out there to try to make just Democrats look bad. But I'm like, look, I don't know. I mean, what else to really, say about the situation. But like I said, I don't think that Trump is going to be in favor of border security all the way. He says that he talks a good game, but he doesn't want to actually fix the problem because he would have fixed it back in 2016 when he was elected.
The issue wasn't like it is now back in 2016 when he was elected. That's the problem.
Okay, so how many migrants came over here back in 2016 then?
Well, I'll pull it up. Give me a second. Let's see here. You know what? I just had it pulled up. Hold on one. I mean, I pulled it up the other day. Here we go. Borden Crossing. Shit. Oh, let me, here it goes. Hold on one second. All right, here we go. So 2020, it was at 405,000. And this year, 2021, this is under Biden, 1,662,167. And then in 2022, hold on. This is apprehensions and expulsions register. Hold on. This is not the right statistics. Hold on one second. Let me give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I had it pulled up. Here we go. Is this it right here? I gotta find it.
I mean, is there any reason why the amount of migrants, I mean, in terms of I guess you could say like the inflation of migrants coming here, like, is there a reason behind this, or is it just,
Oh, come on. Again, the whole they're destabilizing our country. That's an excuse. They're coming here
you don't believe that? You don't believe that Haiti
I'm
has been
not,
destabilized by the United
buying that. I'm not buying that no more. I'm not buying that no more. That's an excuse.
I mean, but the United States is a very powerful country. You got to understand, though.
That's an excuse.
It's not an excuse. It's just a reality. Now, can they fight back? I mean, they can try to fight back. Yeah, I agree with that. But I mean, they really have to fight hard in order to fight against this country, because this country is very, very powerful, way more powerful than Haiti and all the other nations around the world, unless they come together and fight against the United States. That's the only way they can do it.
What's this? Hold on.
Or
I'm
you,
gonna find this. I'm gonna find this, and then we'll.
So
Okay,
do
here we
you?
go. I found it. Let me see if I could pull it up. Start off with when Trump was in office. Then let's see here. So fiscal year. Dang, I don't have it. But from what I'm looking here, 2021, 1,730. In fact, let me share the screen, and then I'll pull up. Then I'll pull up Trump's numbers. Okay, so where you go? Here we go. Here we go. Okay, here we go. All right. Hopefully this is, in fact, let me just blow this up. Here we go. So 2021, 1,734,686. 2022, 2,378,944. 2023, 2,475,669. 2024, 1,925,773. Now I'm trying to figure out how I could here we go, reset. No, let me see like it. So I'm trying to pull it up by Trump's years. But we know for a fact it was not this high under Trump, period. let's say we'll just do 2012. We'll do 2000 and let's see here, 18.
Now, would you say that's due to the pandemic that happened back in 2019? Well, I guess you
Damn,
say 2020.
I gotta log in. Damn, hold on. It's right here. Shit.
And
Okay,
also, too,
so
I heard it. Go ahead.
I mean, dude, it's still under Biden it's a record, and that's just documented.
But I noticed that nobody talks about the root causes of that problem. They just only say, "Oh,
Oh
yeah."
man, what root causes, man? What root causes?
Like, why are they coming over here in droves? I mean, like I said, that it's decreasing a little bit. It's not all of them are just coming over here like at the moment. But of course, it was a peak at one point. You know, not disagreeing with that, but I'm just saying that, like, how can we really, look into fixing that all the way if that's, like I said, being under a Trump administration.
They're coming, dude. It's again. All I'm saying is the excuse of they're destabilizing our country. That's an excuse.
So, do you believe that Haitians are eating cats and dogs? You believe that narrative?
I don't. Okay, so it's two sides. So there are people on the ground in Springfield saying they are. Of course, people saying they aren't. But one thing that I'm for sure is that Haitians are participating. I mean, because it's 20 or 30,000 Haitians in Springfield, and there is probably a misunderstanding because those Haitians are participating in voodoo rituals, and so people are just assuming that they're eating the cats and dogs because animals are used in these rituals. So
Yeah.
that's where
Did
I
you
think.
know that in that video footage, it was a woman named Alexis Talia Farrell that actually was the one that was caught doing that, or caught, with some type of thing like that relating to, I guess, eating some type of cat or whatever it was. But they made it seem as if she was Haitian, and she has no Haitian background. Just like the dude in the picture with holding the duck or the goose or whatever, that wasn't even in Springfield, and then they don't even know if it's any connection to Haiti.
No, but
So
hold on.
people just
Let me pull this up real quick. Give me a second. Where's this guy at? Because this dude was breaking it down. But like I said, it's a misunderstanding. Are they eating them? I doubt it. Are they using them for voodoo rituals? That sounds more like what's going on.
I just think that it's just anti-Haitian propaganda that I think the United States, has promoted, especially from the right-wing side. That's the reason why I said that. Why would we want to vote for a party that's actually pushing out more propaganda towards people?
Here we go. Let me play this video. But again, it's coming from. I'm about to play this video. It's coming from residents who are actually in Springfield. That's
And
where
I
it's
heard that
coming.
a lot of those people are MAGA supporters.
These Haitians are.
Hold on. Let me play this video.
Are running into trash cans. They're running into buildings. They're running into. They flipping cars in the middle of the street. And I don't know how, like, y'all can be comfortable with this. Like, I don't know, like, who's getting paid from this. I honestly feel like someone's getting paid from it in the background. You got a bunch of people on a bus getting dropped off at a gas station to come down here. I know a single mom that FaceTimed me this morning at the welfare office that really need something. And it's nothing but immigrants over there. And I don't even want to seem like I'm coming down on the immigrants because it's the people that's bringing them down here. Because wherever they're at, that's what they're used to, bro. They're in the park grabbing up ducks by their neck and cutting their head off and walking off with them and eating them.
Okay, I would like to know how many of you sitting up there tonight go into the grocery stores here in the city, Walmart here in the city, to do your shopping. I'm going to tell you, 64 years old, and I don't know what kind of label you can put on this, but I'm taking my cart down the grocery aisle, and I have 3 immigrants strapped across the aisle. Seen me coming, would not budge, wouldn't even, and I said, excuse me. Maybe they didn't understand what I was saying, but I'm sure they understood that I was trying to get through that aisle. So I have no recourse now but to bust through it. I'm not afraid to do so. You know, I would like to see them have some common respect, some common decency.
When folks stand up here and describe what is happening to them, they are often painted with a broad brush of racism. That has nothing to do with it. Color has nothing to do with what we're facing. It's culture. I have yet to be approached in a year's time, and none of us have. The core group that has been coming up here and trying to tell you what's going on, have never been approached. There's not a round table for us. There's a round table for the Immigration Accountability Task Force, which I've come to find out has nothing to do with us getting any better, but making it easy for you to be an immigrant. That round table should have started in November when this was brought to your attention. The core group that has been coming up here Tuesday after Tuesday have great ideas, and it won't cost the state a dime.
I really wish we could deal with this as a community, with the council instead of going through NAACP or, all this other rigmarole, because we are a community. But my experience at work, I work IT for a living. I'm also a videographer. I do video editing. I have these Haitians along with Somali, Mexican, Spanish, I have them all. With the Haitians, they need extra attention because, in all honesty, the best way that I found to train them, and I'm saying this from a company point of view, is most of them, if we would match them up to our life, it's going to be, they have a kindergarten to 2nd grade education.
I feel like we have been invaded by some sort of pest. I'm angry that my friends and family are packing up and moving away. I'm angry that foreigners are using up the resources that were set up for the Americans that reside here. I'm angry that another country's flag was being flown in our city. I'm angry when I see our businesses and recreational areas littered with garbage left by people that do not know or understand our laws and culture and are making no attempt to learn about them. And let me be clear, this is not about race. This is about people being given the privilege of coming here from another country and having no respect for our people, our land, or our life's work.
I'm done with what I'm seeing. It is so unsafe in my neighborhood anymore. I have the homeless that were trying to camp out, and I have made concessions with them, and I try to help them the best I can to keep them from trying to squat on my property. But it is so unsafe. I have men that cannot speak English in my front yard screaming at me, throwing mattresses in my front yard, throwing trash in my front yard. And I can't. Look at me, I weigh 95 pounds. I couldn't defend myself if I had to. My husband is elderly. And last night, after living in this home for 45 years, he said, Noelle, guess what? It's time to pack up and move. He said, we can't do this anymore. He said, it's killing both of us mentally. I don't understand what you expect of us as citizens.
Springfield has a long-term population, 57,910. I believe that was as of May of this year. It's hard to know the exact number, but all I count have a population of 20,000 newcomers. This has resulted in a number of issues. First and foremost is the driving situation. There have been firsthand reports of wrong-way drivers on one-way streets, drivers ignoring stop signs and red lights and other traffic issues. I'm sure that there are others here who have many more firsthand experiences with that situation. There is the impact on.
My bad. Go ahead, Blackjack. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I just had to chime in. Normally, I try to stay in the cut and just follow the flow of the conversation, but I just had to chime in because I've been. By the way, I'm sure I identify myself. I'm of Haitian descent, Haitian American. So this is very near and dear to me. And I've been following this thing for the past, I guess it's for the past 7 days. Now, okay, there's two answers I'm going to give to your audience when it comes to the the cat eating thing, right? Um, well, the first question we need to ask ourselves is, do Haitians eat cat? That's the first question. The other question is, are the Haitians in Springfield eating cats? Okay, so I'm gonna address the first one, right? Um, the simple answer is no. It's not like a mainstream diet. It's not a mainstream food for us now, because Haiti has a strong African culture. There are certain Haitians, mainly like from the countrysides, from the rural part of the country that have kept certain practices. And that
Right. So like I said, I think what's going on, you have Haitians who are participating in voodoo rituals or practicing voodoo, and they're using, because when I'm in Benin, I'll see the dog heads at the shrines, to cut off the severed dog heads. So that's my theory, and people are just like, oh, they're eating them. But I could be wrong, but go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, as far as Haitian culture in general, there is that French segment that practice that either for voodoo rituals or because of poverty, they may use that for nutrients. But that's not like a mainstream thing, like I said. Now, as it pertains to Springfield, um, there are some neo-Nazi activities going on in that area. The town historically is like predominantly white, but the presence of Haitians, I think right now it's somewhere around 20,000 Haitians that have migrated within the past 4 years. So there are some people who feel uncomfortable with so many blacks moving into the area, particularly blacks from the so-called third world. And so there are some neo-Nazi elements. Particularly, there's a group called the Blood Tribe. It was founded by a guy named Christopher Polhouse, whatever his name is. But anyway, you guys could look it up, a Blood Tribe. And they've been active in that area. It's not like the KKK. They don't have the national profile because they're like a relatively new group that was founded in 2020. So they've been active. They've been involved in using fear tactics. In fact, one of their members, one of their operatives, was at a Springfield council meeting. Of course, basically using all kinds of inflammatory language, trying to, again, push the narrative that Haitians are a threat, that they're going to bring down our city, blah blah blah. So the whole thing, I mean, from my research, this whole thing was really propagated by them. And I guess they knew that a lot of the locals, because of the locals are not very familiar with Haitian culture, they'll be more inclined to allow these xenophobic tendencies to get the better of them. And I'm not saying the Haitians over there are perfect, because unfortunately with mass immigration, it's usually people from the lower rung of any society when you have mass illegal immigration. So it's not like they're not like the Haitian lawyers or professionals. These are people who are of a lesser education level, but that doesn't mean they're bad. It doesn't mean they're out there being criminals. It just means that they may not be socialized to the level of most of the people around them. So, but there is a neo-Nazi smear campaign involved, and in fact, there was a bomb threat on this past Thursday, that that it's been purported that this group may have some connections to, where I think they had caused the Springfield City Council to close their meetings. Certain schools had to be shut down. In fact, some Haitian parents were afraid to send their kids to school because of that. So this is bigger than just again a culture clash per se, but there's some elements the far right elements who feel that, you know what, because Haitians represent in their minds, represent the very worst of the Black community, the global Black community. A lot of it because of our victory against the French and the English and the Spanish during the Haitian Revolution. A lot of it is really just them, being salty over what happened 200 years ago. But they felt like the worst kind of people, the worst some kind of Black people they want to have in their backyard is these Haitians. So that was like they felt like that's a bridge too far. So they had to do something. So that's really in my research, that's really what's going on with this. It's not so much, I'm not saying you're wrong entirely. There may be some of that going on, but knowing Haitians, that like I know Haitians, we're generally very respectful of people, especially people who are not from our community, and we don't try to impose our customs on them. We don't try to, we don't try to disturb their peace with whatever it is that we're doing, whether it's our music or rituals, whatever it is. So,
do most Haitians practice voodoo? I just want to get clarity on that.
No, okay. Here's the thing. Here's what the thing with voodoo.
Yes.
Voodoo is most Haitians practice some element of the voodoo culture, because with voodoo, it's not just the religion, it's not just the belief system, but there's also other aspects that define the voodoo systems. There's music, dance, there's botany, because voodoo involves a lot of uses of herbs for medicinal reasons, and also there's alchemy. Now, most Haitians today, especially the more, I guess, the mainstream Haitians, they're more church going. But yes, there's still some aspects of the voodoo culture.
So they mix it in with Catholicism.
Yeah, well, but let me say this: there's a growing amount of Protestants in the Haitian community. So Haiti is not as Catholic as it used to be, let's say 100 years ago. And that's the result of the American occupation, because when the Americans occupied Haiti, I guess 100 years ago, back in 2015 to 20, I'm sorry, 1915 to the 1939, I believe. No, 1929. They brought, Protestantism to Haiti, and ever since then, you've had a wave of Protestant missionaries going over there. So Haiti's becoming increasingly Protestant, but in terms of the Vodou culture, and I'm using the word culture because it's more than just a belief system. Some Haitians, particularly the more traditional Haitians, they would practice the religious aspect of Vodou, but because Vodou is more than just religion, there are Haitians who may, they may use herbs for ointments, for medicinal use. They may listen to what's the music called Racine. It's like a Haitian genre of music based on Vodou, based on the Vodou folklore. Even though they may not be Vodou practicing themselves, but because it's part of the Haitian culture, they may listen to it. Okay, I'll put it to it this way. Okay, in America, right? America is said to have been founded by Christians, but most Americans don't practice Christianity in terms of belief systems. A lot of Americans don't go to church, even though there's some aspect of Christianity that has touched every facet of mainstream American culture, whether it's the judicial system that's based on a lot of the Old Testament and the Gospels, whether it's, the names that most people have in America is John, Peter, Mary, Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's Western Christianity.
These are names from the Bible. So, and people who are atheists named John and Peter, people who have never set foot inside of a church, but there's an Christmas. Christmas again. It was based on the presumed birth of Christ, even though maybe half of America observe Christmas from a religious level, whereas the other half probably just do it on a secular level based on traditions. But the point is, there's some element of Christianity that touches every level of American mainstream society, even though not all Americans practice the religious aspect of Christianity. Same thing with Haiti. There's a level of the Vodou culture that touches every aspect of Haitian society, but most Haitians are not like devout practitioners where they would have altars to the Loas, or they would have, they'll be doing ceremonies. I would say it's probably half and half. in my estimate. So that's really I guess you say the best answer I could give to you. It's the culture is pervasive throughout Haiti, but the belief practices are not.
Okay. I mean, but it's not exclusive to Haiti because I mean, in the Caribbean, throughout that whole thing, I mean, a lot of people practice voodoo or even hoodoo, and even in the states, I mean, you have certain subsections in the United States that practice the same old thing, whether it be root working or maybe making sacrifices or doing other rituals or whatnot. I mean, especially in Louisiana
Yeah, but
and South Carolina.
what's your point, Dre? I got past the Haitian
No, I'm
war.
just saying that like it's just not exclusive to Haiti is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, we can go back to I guess
All
Sands.
right, go ahead, Haitian Moore.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
Hey, this whole situation is all about public relations. That's how I see it. Because at the end of the day, I'm Haitian, but I grew up, raised in Miami, and we have Haitians already here, Haitians already in New York. So when you have all these immigrants coming in, folks don't notice because there's already a population. You don't stand out. So I'm busy. You already stand out. So, but here you go, 20, 30,000, 20,000 in middle America. So of course you're gonna stand out. So every little thing you do, these white folks are gonna look at you. You're doing things different. Nothing surprising. I believe everything they say, and nothing surprises me because where's the car key? Let us drive the car without the key. Hold on, fellas.
Okay. T. Khalid, go ahead, T.
Yeah, it's not only white people. There were some black people saying the same thing, that those Haitians are eating the
Yeah, but
pets and the ducks.
I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
But
So, but the
understand.
thing is, for us as black people, as African Americans, like I said, we should be completely against and 100% against illegal immigration. Why do we want to defend the Haitians? I mean, I'm just completely against it. Seeing what's going on in New York and Chicago, seeing how black people being absolutely ignored, and that's how they truly want. They truly want all these resources to go to these immigrant groups because they are going to become a voter block for the Democrat Party. That is a problem because black people don't benefit supporting liberal policies. We don't benefit when the liberals come to our neighborhoods telling our women to be masculine, telling our men to be feminine. This is why when you see big businesses, these liberal businesses, when they give out grants and money, they always give it to black women. Why? Because they want the black woman to be completely independent from black men, and which in turn messes up the black family. And this is why when you see a lot of these liberal movies and these liberal TV shows, you see a beta black male or you see a bunch of LGBT in it. That's how they see black people. And they will never promote masculine black men because we come on here talking like this and we say, no, we're not for this. We're not for this illegal immigration. We see how y'all are using our people's trauma, our people's racial trauma, civil rights trauma, and then try to upload it to the immigrants as if they're coming over here facing racism when they're voluntarily leaving their country, coming over here, and then acting like victims. No, we're not. We're not standing for it. And then for the Trump assassination attempt, man, it's always gonna Trump. This is only gonna happen to Trump and no other because the media fearmongers the population about Trump being Hitler and Trump wanting to be a dictator, which is funny because if these things were true, how come every time Trump goes to a debate, the moderators never ask him these questions? Why don't they ever ask him, "Hey Trump, aren't you why won't you leave the presidency? Hey Trump, are you going to overthrow the Constitution?" Because the media knows it's a lie, but they want to keep that lie going for the lemmings who don't know anything to repeat that lie. So yeah, this is why I see that Trump is the only person who is going to get an assassination attempt. And one more thing before I land, I've always said this before: never in history have you ever seen the mainstream media and businesses and corporations and Hollywood side with people who are against the system. They always side with people who are puppets or who will not do anything meaningful worth of change. This is why it's Donald Trump who is attacked by everybody. Donald Trump attacked by the media, Hollywood, and now they are trying to assassinate him since they can't win these stupid legal battles against him.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is this. I mean, yeah, I get the argument with regards to mass immigration, and yeah, and I perfectly understand how Americans, and particularly Black Americans, feel. But I think we could isolate the two issues where, yes, you could be pro immigration policies, and in other words, against mass immigration, but at the same time, be against smearing of other groups, especially when like I said, when you allow certain elements of your community to conjure up propaganda that may not necessarily be true. So it's one thing. It's one thing to say that, okay, you're not in agreement with people coming to your country. They're eating up your resources. Yeah, that's. I mean, when you have so many people, so many bodies in one space, there's only going to be so many mouths to feed. But it's another thing where you take it to another level where you're looking to malign them, and especially when you're maligning these people using allegations that may not be true or that may not be representative of the entire population. So yeah, again, I feel you as far as border patrol, curbing mass migration, but I think that's a separate discussion in of itself, because what we're discussing is really the smear campaign that, again, as per my research, was engineered by a neo-Nazi group. I think that's really what's really going on.
Great African, go ahead, Great African.
Okay, good. Can y'all hear me good?
We hear you.
Excellent. Okay, so today I'm the African immigrant that you love to hate. I'm gonna come out with some stuff that you may or may not like. The first thing here is the brother that was talking about the Trump assassination attempt and it being like a liberal conspiracy theory. Absolute stupidity. Both of those assassination attempts is people who, number one, are registered Republicans, and one kid, the other one is nuts. Okay, these are the people that we don't want to have guns, and Republicans are all pro guns. Okay, I have guns. Okay, so I'm not like
Great African. Like interject. Sorry, the second guy was definitely a Biden supporter. I could pull up his tweets. He hated Trump.
Okay, whoever it was, yeah. The second guy definitely he did hate Trump. He did hate Trump, but I looked it up. He is a registered Republican, and he voted for Trump in 2016. He voted for Trump in 2016.
So he's a Biden supporter now. He's a Biden supporter now. We gotta make that clear.
Okay, yeah. Okay, but he was a Trump supporter. Let's not just say that it's some liberal.
They act like rhinos don't exist. They act like liberals didn't register Republican to vote for Nikki Haley.
But what I'm saying is this. Let me just say this, bro. It's like this, man. These people, let's just agree that they're nuts. But I don't agree with you that these are liberals. It's a liberal conspiracy to kill Trump. Okay, it's not because Trump went and lied about some stuff, and he was convicted by a jury, grand jury. All of that whole process has nothing to do with Biden. Okay, so let's not take some idiots who are trying to kill a man and then turn it into a liberal conspiracy to try to get black people to vote or whatever it is. That has nothing to do with that. These are crazy people, exactly the type of people that should not be having guns. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I do not agree with anybody trying to kill them.
Man. This is
let him finish. Let him finish. Go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
So yeah, it's easy to let's have a civil discussion. And then the other thing that so I just called in because you mentioned some stuff about immigrants. Let me just say this, bro. I'm an African immigrant, okay, And I make no apologies about coming to the United States and taking advantage of opportunities. Okay, I respect my Black American brothers and sisters. I respect the great leaders that made it possible for us to be free. Okay, like the Martin Luther Kings, the Farrakhan's, Marcus Garvey. So there are other people that also were in a struggle that weren't necessarily Black Americans per se. Okay, so we're all here in the struggle. So I think it's very, very disingenuous when we have all these people looking at African or Black immigrants, okay, and then turning and hate on them, but not understanding that, hey, guess what? They got Ukraine coming here. These are the places that Trump wants people to immigrate from. Trump is not anti-immigrant. He just anti where the immigrants come from. He wants people from Sweden. He wants people from Ukraine. He wants people from all the white countries. He just doesn't want people from Black countries. Let's get that straight.
I don't think he's ever said that out of his mouth one
He
time.
has said that out of his mouth. He said, why don't we have people coming from Sweden as an example? That is a fact. You can Google it and look it up. He did say that.
If he said that, then that means that these are first world countries. So it must be something wrong with these third world countries.
Yeah, but there's first. So unfortunately, most of basically all of our Black countries are so-called third world countries or developing countries, and that's also obviously by design. Okay, so while we are here in America, we have a struggle here in America. There's, we can come up with different things. There's reasons why Black people here, okay, suffer the way that they do. It's designed that way. There's a reason why Black countries suffer the way that they do. It's designed that way by the same powers that be. Okay,
yeah,
so it's not.
Comment he made.
So I think we got to put this in perspective.
Hold on, 1 minute. Let Great African finish, and then I want to read. I got to read this to Great African. African, you done, or you going to continue?
Oh yeah, I'll let you go ahead. But I just wanted to make that comment because I'm saying what I don't like and what triggers me, okay, is when I see other Black people being racist towards other Black people just because they happen to be from another country. The first thing that you need to understand is this: if you need to respect Haiti, because if Haiti didn't exist, if there wasn't for the Haitian Revolution, after the Haitian Revolutions, Black slave revolts in this country quadrupled because those people in Haiti using the same voodoo that everybody else here is demonizing, free themselves. That inspired the Nat Turners. It inspired it had a ripple effect across the Black world for what was possible when these Black people in Haiti defeated the most mighty army on the planet at the time using their religion. Okay, and that is part of what sped up the freedom that we enjoy here, where Black people here started to rebel as well. So if you look at it from the standpoint of, oh, these are immigrants, and you stop looking at it from the context of we're Black people, that's where I disagree with you. And then you do it in a way to glorify Trump. Okay, for me, to hell with Trump. I'm not one of these people who looks at a guy who said that, racist people who run over women with a car, there was good people on both sides. Okay, you can't look at it and say, okay, I worry.
After you read Donis, I have to respond to this guy after you read your paragraph.
Let me read this first, though. Let me read this. So this is about the would-be assassin. Voter records show he was registered as an unaffiliated voter in North Carolina in 2012. Most recently voting in person during the state's Democratic Party primary in March 2024. Federal campaign finance records show Ruth made 19 small political donations totaling $140 since 2019 using his Hawaii address to Act Blue, which is a Democratic donation platform, a political action committee that supports Democratic candidates.
Okay, but he also voted for Trump in 2016, and he stopped. He didn't support Trump because he said people wanted to give Trump a chance. I'm just reading also what is attributed to him. You understand what I mean? But the fact remains that you have these fringe people who are crazy and shouldn't have access to guns that are attempting to assassinate Trump. That is not a liberal conspiracy to assassinate Trump. I don't agree with that at all. What I do agree with is that yes, these people are crazy. I worry about Kamala Harris' safety. Okay, I worry about her because with these crazy people that are running around talking about, oh yeah, it's a liberal conspiracy. Oh my God, it's liberals. They could look at Kamala Harris as a target.
Great
Okay?
African. For the past 8 years, they've been calling Trump Hitler. You know, he's gonna put people
Trump
back.
has
He's gonna put y'all back in
brother
chains.
Dinus. Let me just say this, okay? Trump, the stuff that comes out of Trump's mouth is what makes them to characterize him in that way.
It's only
Okay?
what make you liberals
This is
characterize them like that.
it's
Independents
not a
and people on the
liberal,
right don't see him. It's
not
you
a
liberals
liberal thing,
that
bro.
think of him
I'm
like
a black
Nazis.
I'm
It's
a black
only
African
CNN, ABC News who
conservative,
calls him a Nazi.
bro. You know
Y'all
what?
aren't the
You know
country. It's
what?
just liberals. Y'all are led
They
by
asked,
emotion.
they
So don't
asked,
speak like all
no, they
Americans. It's just
no.
your
I'm
liberal
telling you this,
faction.
bro. You are wrong. Okay.
It's
The
only
thing is this.
liberals. Y'all
I'm
are
not
the
a
only ones
liberal.
who think
I
he's
am
a
not.
Nazi.
Listen,
Like
I
how
think
many
he's.
Jews
You know
has
what? You know
Trump
why I
killed?
think. You know what? Why I think he could be a tyrant. You know what I mean? I think that Trump doesn't respect the law. There's something
You
called
see
Trump
how these liberals
privilege.
called Trump a dictator and a tyrant, and then when he lost 2020
He said it
election,
himself.
did the
Bro,
cops escort
he
him out the White House, or did he
he
just leave? Like a
he
dictator would have stayed and fought. He just left. So how
yeah,
is that
but
a tyrant?
he tried
See,
is whatever
liberal babble.
liberal babble. That what you're saying
Yeah,
is
it's just
doesn't even make
liberal
sense,
fear
bro.
mongering
It's
babble
not
that
liberal
never
fear
comes true.
mongering. What is it? What is it when you try to challenge the integrity of a free and fair election? You call the Georgia Secretary of State and you say, "Hey, find me 11,000 votes."
Hey,
Okay,
didn't you
that's
liberals cry
criminal,
about Trump
Made
winning?
baseless claims
Didn't you
about
liberals say Russia involved themselves in the Trump election? And then you
bro.
liberals launched some fake $1 million
Did
investigation that turned out to be false?
you talk
You
about
liberals
you
cried
live
the
it,
same
bro?
way. That's what you liberals
You're
did.
a Trump. You are a Trump
But
fanboy.
because you liberals got control of the media
Nothing you're
and
saying
you
is
liberals
based
got
on
control of the
facts. It's all
institutions, nothing
right
happens to
wing
y'all.
talking points. What you're saying is all right wing talking points, bro.
Hold on, hold on.
100%.
Great African. Let me ask
100%. You don't make no sense, bro,
great African.
at
Let me ask you.
all. You are
Great African.
completely wrong.
Great African. Did you believe in Russia collusion?
Russia collusion? Possibly. I don't care about Russia collusion. Let me just say this. I am who I am. Okay. I'm not here to defend. Listen, I'm not here to defend a point of view. I'm a black African immigrant. That's my point of view. You tell me the issue and I'll tell you where I stand. I'm not a person. I'm very conservative. I'm an African. I'm a conservative person. Okay. I'm a conservative person personally in my personal life. Okay. I am not a liberal fanboy. I don't think
You are a liberal
liberals.
fanboy, bro.
No, you are. You're a conservative fanboy.
What
You know
is a
why you're a
woman?
conservative part? You're a conservative
I
fanboy.
am. So
Let me tell you.
what is a woman?
Let me tell you what I believe. Okay. Let me tell you what I believe.
Okay.
Fool. Let me tell you what I
And
believe.
then tell me what a
Okay.
woman is next.
You are an idiot. Okay, because you take a position and you believe in that position no matter what. I'm telling you, tell me the issue, and I'll tell you where I stand.
Okay, great
Tell
African.
me the issue.
Great African. Do you believe that a man could be a woman? That's what
Absolutely not. I don't believe in that bullshit. No, I don't. I don't.
So it's
Okay,
okay if the Democrats
but that
push
doesn't
that
make me a
as
Trump
law,
boy.
right?
That doesn't make me a Trump
Like that, you
fanboy.
know what? Y'all talk about
That doesn't
women's
make me
rights.
a
Y'all
Trump
talk about women's
fanboy,
rights, but isn't that the most dangerous thing to a woman to
bro.
allow men in their
If a
spaces? Like
dude,
that
listen,
is worse than abortion?
I have
Wow.
two daughters. I have two
Wow.
I
daughters.
have nuances
Okay,
in the conversation.
I have two daughters. You understand? And I have three sons. Okay, I don't think my daughters if they get into athletics, should be competing against a boy who thinks he's a woman. No, I don't believe that.
So what are you going to
Okay.
do about your Democrat representatives pushing that? Are you going to vote them out or keep them in because they got a D
I'm not gonna. It's
next to
like
their
this. You know
name?
what it is? Let me tell you what it is. In a lot of these things, I don't even have a person that I can look at and say, okay, I'm gonna vote for you. Okay, because
It's
why?
all
The
coming from the left,
Democrats,
man. It's all
bro, it's
coming
coming
from
from
your
the right
side.
too.
So what are you
All the
going to do about it?
racism and all the
This is
racism is
Daniel
also coming.
being
I can't go and be a Trump fanboy, bro, and
Okay,
and
man.
actually
I'm done
believe
because
in
this
myself.
guy's not answering
Okay,
questions, man.
no, I'm answering the questions. You're sticking to
He's not
your
answering
points.
questions.
You're assuming because I don't want to suck Trump's dick that I'm a liberal. Okay, that's not the case. You
Like
understand that?
talking
Get
like
off
that is not
Trump's
going to
dick.
change my support for
No, it's
Trump.
not. But I'm telling you that you're sucking Trump's dick. Yes, you are. Okay,
Oh,
and
okay.
I don't give a damn.
Hey, Grand
Okay,
Africa,
I'm the
Grand Africa,
African immigrant that you love to hate. Okay,
Grand
all right.
African,
I'm gonna check.
I know, and
are you
you
getting out?
better hope
Are
Trump
you?
don't win because your people ain't coming over.
I don't give a fuck, bro.
Are you
You know
eating
what?
Kamala's
This is
bot? Are
America.
you eating Kamala's bot?
America is for everybody, bro. America is for everybody. You're worried about the black people that are coming in here because they look like you. That makes you a sellout. You're
No,
all the
bro.
time. The
I
shit
have
that
no
I've heard
problem
you
with
talk
African
about,
immigrants, but what you have to
you
understand
do.
is that y'all support
You
of
do.
illegal immigration is making all immigrants look bad. And if
What do
I
you
was
mean,
a
y'all?
legal immigrant,
Do
let me
you
tell you
know?
this:
Do you know?
if
Okay,
I
let
was
me
a
just tell
legal
you how I know,
immigrant, I
bro.
would be
Let
like, you
me
know
tell
what? I
you.
came here
Let
the
me
right
tell
way.
you.
I had to
You know
spend
what,
all this money to come here.
bro?
Why is
You
it
know
that
what?
people who get to jump the border gets way more privileges than me who did it the right way? That's what I would say if I was a legal immigrant. I wouldn't side with them.
No, I'm
That's
not
why
siding.
that's why it's
Listen,
making y'all
because
look bad too,
you
because y'all
you don't
side with the bad
understand.
behavior.
Okay, okay, listen. Do you know that everybody in this economy? Do you understand that?
You went out. You
Okay,
went out.
it's
You went out. You went out. You went
okay.
out.
Okay, there's a call coming in. All right, bro. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? I'm gonna tell you a little secret. Democrats and Republicans want free labor, want cheap labor, and they want people coming across the border. Okay, for different reasons. Republicans
Oh
want
boy,
them for
y'all
cheap
love
labor.
deflecting like that.
Okay, so that's the thing. You don't know the topic. You're just like into the hysteria. You're talking about this Trump dude like he's some great guy. I look at black
All right,
people
can we stick to the
praising
policies,
Trump.
man?
Let's stick to the policies. What policy do you want
So,
to
so,
discuss?
so you
What
just
policy do you want to
said
discuss?
the Republicans are in on this too. Okay, so
Yes.
let's go back to the Trump administration. Who was stopping Trump from building the wall? What party,
Okay.
when it came to the votes to build the wall, what
Okay, here's a secret for you, bro. Guess what? The wall,
and
Trump
what
got
party
funding for the
cried?
wall. You
What
know
party
what?
cried when Trump? Hold on, and then the second question: what party cried about Trump separating families? So when these illegal immigrants bring kids over and they say, "Oh, this is my daughter and son," Trump just separates them as a deterrent. What party
Some of
tried
them are being
to do that,
puppets.
and
Some of
what
them are
party
actually
cried
being
about it?
Okay.
And
puppets.
then tell me who is pro and against illegal immigration.
Okay. Let's take it a little bit farther than that. Okay, I'm gonna take it to a level that you don't understand. Clearly. This is about labor. You understand that? It's about cheap labor, and that's what
And
this
that's
is
a
about.
deflection. I
That's not a
just gave you an
deflection.
example of
You give okay,
Republicans
let me attack, let
trying
me talk
to
about that.
deter illegal
Let me just say
immigration, and
this.
you're deflecting. You're
Trump
deflecting.
got okay, let me ask you a question. Did Trump get his funding to build a wall? Yes or no?
No. You
Yes, he
need
did.
both Democrats and
No, no, no,
no,
no, no, no, no, no,
No,
no. That's how I know
God,
you don't know
bro.
what you're talking about.
You need
Trump got
both
money to build a
Democrats and
wall,
Republicans to
bro,
approve the
bro.
border wall
Okay,
funding.
you're not qualified to have this discussion if you don't know that Trump got funding to build his wall.
I am.
You're not qualified. You're not qualified to have this discussion because you do not know that front Trump got, and I say front, yeah, Trump got funding to build a wall. Okay, he
about
did
$4 billion.
because
Yeah.
exactly. Where is the wall that he built with the $4 billion? It's shit, nothing. He didn't do nothing. He got $4 billion and didn't do nothing, bro.
Trump got
Okay,
funding
so
to build
don't
parts of the border wall through negotiations, but he never
bro. He
got
got
the
$4
complete
billion.
funding to
He
quarter.
got
That
$4
does not
billion.
cover the entire
You know
border.
how much?
That does not.
No, it does
Even the
not.
mainstream media is
But
not
he
making that
just built
argument.
this. He built
You
a
see,
little. He built.
now
Okay, so
liberals
how
make
far before?
arguments that not even their talking
Dude,
heads make.
I already
Not
told you I'm
even
not a
their
liberal.
talking
I'm an
heads make this
African.
argument.
You understand? I'm an African. I'm not a liberal.
I don't care if you're an
Okay,
African. That doesn't make you intelligent.
It makes me. Hey, I'm very
You
intelligent. I'm
keep
way more
repeating
intelligent
you're
than
an
you.
African as
You
if
don't
that
even
makes
know
you
that
some
Trump
smart
got
guy
money.
to listen to.
I
There
am
are
a
dumb
smarter
people
person than
everywhere.
you. I'm way smarter than you. You don't know what the hell you're talking about because you're making this. You're like a right wing talking point. I respect people who actually know the facts. You're
I just
regurgitating
gave you
shit.
some facts on the border. I said that the Republicans did a family separation. The Republicans did a
Okay.
remain in Mexico.
I
Why
dealt with
did
the
Biden
first
come
issue.
in and
The first
overturn
issue
that
that you
if the
said was
Republicans are
people were
pro-illegal immigration and then you
listen.
deflected
Do
talking
you
about labor
agree?
because you have
Okay,
no
let me ask you a
answer?
question. No, let
Just
me ask
say
you a
you have no
question. Okay,
answer.
let me ask you a question. Do you think it's morally right to separate babies from their mothers?
Absolutely, and let me tell you
Okay,
why. Because
then you
if
know
I
what?
had my son with me,
You're
if
fucking
I
ahead.
had my
You're
son
fucking
with
ahead.
me and I went into the gas station,
Hold on, one mic. Let me ask. So, great African, if I have my son with me and I'm committing a crime, should my son be separated from me?
If you're committed, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with you that,
Right,
hey, you know
so
what? If you're committing a crime, I agree, Dinus. That's an intelligent thing. If you're committing a
illegal
crime, yes,
immigration is a
I get
crime,
it.
brother.
It is a crime. But there's levels. Listen now, there's levels to this. You
Levels.
understand that? There's levels. If you Dinus, if you're with you have a parking ticket or something, and then you do something where your son is with you, there's levels to it. Depends on what you do. You understand? But we do have
We're not
detention.
playing this
Listen,
game. We're not playing this game.
I'm not playing this game. Just listen. Just shut up for a moment, bro. Just shut up, man. Let me talk to it. Let me answer an intelligent question. Okay? Let me answer and try. Just shut your ignorant ass up. Dinus,
Boy, you
to
are
address your
mad, bro.
question. Yeah, I'm mad because you're stupid and you're attacking black immigrants. I'm a black immigrant.
Let's not call each other. Let's not call each other out.
No, let me not. No. And I gotta go do some shit before this. But to answer your question, Dinus, guess what? You can detain people. You can put people in jail. You understand what I mean? You should be able to put people in jail for committing a crime. In a situation with the border, I would think the right thing to do is, okay, you got your baby, both of y'all going to jail. But we're gonna make sure that you eat while we're processing your case. Okay? It doesn't make sense to take a 5-year-old and separate that 5-year-old from their mother. That doesn't make sense to me.
But they're
okay?
They were crushed about them
If they are
detaining
committing a
children.
crime,
Your side,
they
your
are
liberal
committing a
side,
crime.
were
But you know
crying
what?
about kids
You know
being
what?
in jail.
Bro, if you are
Detained and being in
committing a
jail. So what are
crime,
you
if
talking
you're
about?
committing but you're not listening to what I'm trying to say. These people, some, very, very few, a very small percentage, are actually fleeing persecution. Very small percentage.
Come on, great African. Come on, man. No, they're not. No, they're not.
Hey,
No, they're not.
bro. So you know what? Okay. All right. So you believe in the American system of justice, correct? You believe that, right?
Great African. What you're
Do
not
you believe in the
understanding is
American
that
system of
this
justice that says presumption
great
of
African.
innocence? Do you? Do you
What you're
believe
not
that? That's my question.
understanding is that when you don't separate families, like you do understand
I
that
don't
the
believe that you should
cartel
separate
controls
children
the
from their
border.
mothers.
But listen,
I
you
don't believe that.
because you are very intelligent as you say, so I'm taking for the word. If you understand that it's the cartels that control the border, meaning you cannot cross that border illegally on the Mexican side if you don't pay the cartel, you will die. And do you
You have to.
understand that what some single men do to get into this country is child kidnapping? They will kidnap Mexican kids or kids from different families and cross the border. And also that
Okay.
also aids in
So
child
at the
sex
border,
trafficking.
so at the
This is
border
the
of the
problem.
United States, at the border of the United States of America, a child that's traveling with a woman, an underage child that's traveling with a woman, it makes more sense to separate that child from whoever they're traveling with
You know what?
than to put them in a facility while we're being processed, while they're going through the process
They
of
did that.
yeah.
Did you not?
I know they
So
did that,
you said
but
you was
Trump.
around in
The reason why
2016 through
people,
2020.
the
They
reason
were
why the
complaining
liberals.
about children
Let
being
me tell you
locked
something.
up.
The reason why
Democrats
the
were
liberals
complaining
got
about
their
that.
panties caught up in a bundle, the liberals got their panties caught up in a bundle, is because of that very thing of separating children from their parents.
And
Okay,
locking them up. They even show videos and pictures of children being locked up. And then you remember Trump saying, well, it was Obama who did it first, but then now I do it. Y'all are mad at me. And also, as a sovereign country, if you don't have no control over your border and
you
then
do
people
need
from
to have,
other countries
bro.
are
I
disrespecting your border,
I
then
don't.
as a sovereign country,
Let me
you
say
can
this.
put as a deterrent, okay, you bring your kids here, guess what? We are a sovereign country and you're just going to break our goddamn laws. We're going to separate your families. You can do that
Okay.
as a sovereign country because people
If
are
it's if it's if
disrespecting
it's
you and
if it's
crossing your
if it
border.
is if the laws of your country say so, then you can do it. It doesn't make it morally right.
Trump did it, and, and,
That's
and
it.
see,
Those are,
for
bro. Let me
deterrents
tell you
that
say this
work, but liberals
respectfully,
cried about it, and
respectfully,
Trump should have not caved.
respectfully,
Trump shouldn't have
respectfully,
caved, to be honest with you.
respectfully. We have a difference of opinion on how to handle illegal immigrants at the border that have children with them. That's just a straight up
Children or
different
not, bro,
organi-
it's just too many people crossing this damn border unfettered. Like, I understand. Look, man, I don't
bro.
get it, man. I know you're in
It's a
America, but if you
worldwide.
was in your native-born country and people from all over the world can just
It
come in
happens like that.
for
Our borders
free,
are
your
bro.
country will
Our
have an
borders
issue with
are
that.
yeah. Our borders are. My farm is actually right on the border with Guinea. People come and go all over the place as they
I don't think
please.
it's as
You
bad as
understand?
America, but I think the difference
So
between our countries is that America's actually
we're yeah
taxpayer
we
money is actually paying for the legal immigrants. I don't know if it's
yeah
like that in your
that
country, but
is
here it is,
no
which is
taxpayer.
a
We ain't got
problem.
taxpayer. We don't have taxpayer money to pay for anybody. You got
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get your
no,
shit
yeah.
on your own. So that's a whole different discussion. That's a whole different discussion. The issue that I have with you and your position is when you take black immigrants, okay, and then you mix them up in a bundle and say that and then demonize them. That's what got me exercised
I
and
don't
pissed off.
demonize black immigrants. I have no issue
I heard what you
with black
said.
immigrants. The problem
That's
I
what
have
they
is
all
I
say, right?
told you that what makes all immigrants look bad is the illegal immigration issue, and then
And
legal
guess what?
immigrants are quiet about it and
I am an
or either supporting it.
yeah. Listen,
That hurts all
nobody.
immigrants.
I
Legal
listen. Listen. I
immigrants
always
should be
tell
more
you
pissed off
if
than the
you tell
natives
me
because y'all had to pay money to get here. Y'all had to read and understand what the United States is and go through these silly
yeah
tests
we
while you got some illegal just hopping the border and just getting special treatment,
bro.
getting all these
The
food and housing.
Haitians, let me
That
just
should
say
piss
you this,
y'all
okay?
off.
The Haitians that are in Ohio, okay, are on temporary protective status because of turmoil in their home country, a lot of which was done through conspiracies with this country. You understand that? The United States has been punishing Haiti for hundreds of years for having the audacity to actually stand up and get their own freedom. So from then on, Haiti has been destabilized purposefully. Okay, it's not a Democrat or Republican thing because Clinton did the same thing. He decimated their ability to grow rice so that he can have the white farmers in Arkansas be able to import cheap rice to Haiti, where Haiti went from being self-sufficient in rice
Missionaries are going
production
down
to
to
not
their
being.
kids.
Okay, so I'm not the one to talk to about liberal this and liberal that just because I don't happen to agree with Trump. I look at the issues. I'm an issues person. I'm not into the cult of personality at all. Those
All I've been
Haitians
talking about
are
is
not
politics.
illegal. They're not illegal. They have the same protective status as anybody from Ukraine. They have to pay money every year, every 2 years. They have to pay money to re up. Okay, they're not getting anything for free. They're not getting any benefits from anybody for nothing. Okay, let's get that fact straight. That
Look,
is
I
not
agree
what's
with you.
happening.
I think what you're not understanding is what I told you before. Unfortunately, due to how bad the illegal immigration issue is, unfortunately, it is affecting
bro.
all immigrants,
Whatever is
including
going
the
on with the
Haitians.
brown
So as soon
people
as we
has
get this
nothing to do
border
with
situation taken
they
care
has,
of,
listen.
I'm just
What you're
telling you
happening,
that's what it is. It
what's
is
happening,
reverberating, and it's not going to
bro?
stop until the immigrants
The
side
first
with the natives and say we got to do something
the
about this
immigrant,
damn
you
border.
let me tell you what the immigrants are going to do. They're going to keep working and making their way and hustling and getting
And voting
educated and
Democrat
making money.
and voting
And
Democrat.
if they're going to vote whoever they want to vote for,
But if
whoever
they're
they
overwhelmingly
okay,
voting Democrat, do you see why people are just like, you
bro.
know what,
Black people
throw them
black
all in the
people
same
80,
bin?
85, 90%. Black Americans 80% minimum vote Democrat. Okay,
Which is a problem,
Latinos or
and we talk
whatever.
about that all
That's
the
a
time.
different issue.
I totally
Convince the
agree with
black
you on that.
people, because you know what happens, bro. The thing about it is this, okay? Uh, Believe it or not, black immigrants take their cue from black Americans. Do you understand that? Black
Hey, let me be real.
Americans,
Black immigrants are not a problem. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, man. And unfortunately, they are getting heat. Really, everyone is getting sick and
bro,
tired
everybody's
of
getting
the
heat. There
Latino
are very few,
immigrants, bro.
brother. There are
That's
very
what it
few
is.
black
No one really
immigrants.
cares about Africa. I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm telling you, no one really is concerned about African and black. It's just they're being thrown under the bus because of what these Latinos are doing.
No,
That is the major
those
problem.
guys. Let me tell you, I watched those people what they were saying about those Haitians. Okay, that's classic racist rhetoric. That has nothing to do with Mexicans or Colombians or whoever else is. They're gonna hate black people no matter what. The fact of the matter is, after one or two generations, a lot of these so-called brown people turn white anyway. You understand that? But it takes about 5 generations if you're going to turn. So we don't have the option but to be black. You understand that? So that whole thing with the southern border, that's not my issue. It's not something that I'm worried about. What I
Yeah,
want
but
to
the
make
native
sure
black people are,
that
man,
that
and
doesn't
that's the
that
problem,
that
man. And
the,
for you to
look,
say that is
the
why African Americans
the
get mad at
racism
immigrants.
that black Americans experience in America, okay, has nothing to do with illegal immigration. Those guys
The
in
Latinos ain't our
Haiti,
friends
those
either, brother.
Haitians, the Haitians that are being discriminated against, it's not because of some brown people coming across the border. It's because they see black people and they're freaked out about it. Nothing to do with uh, people coming across that southern border. If it was a bunch of black Americans that move into that town, you would have exactly the same reaction. You would have white flight. Okay. And white flight, it happens when you get to a certain amount of black people that move into an area, white people start flying away. It happens. It's nothing new. Okay. Give me a town that's predominantly white and move a bunch of black Americans there. Tell me you're not going to have the same amount of white people running away. Tell me that.
Hey, man, I'm about to get off. I'm gonna just say this. I do understand United States foreign policy and meddling with other countries,
If
and
you
I do
understand
understand from the right
American
wing point of
foreign
view.
policy,
Yeah,
if you
yeah. Hold on.
understand
I
American, no, let me
understand
just
from the
explain one
right
more thing for
wing
you
point
before
of
you go.
view
One more thing.
of
One
them
more thing
meddling
before
into
you
these
go.
other countries is why immigrants are coming over, and I think Republicans need to understand that. So I do
It does,
get that. Yes, our
and I'll tell
foreign
you this.
policy is
Let me tell
causing
you
illegal
this.
immigration.
American foreign policy as an African is exactly the same no matter who's in power. Okay? It is exactly the same. It doesn't matter who the
And
president is in the
white
United
man got
States.
him.
It's the same. So ain't nothing changed. Ain't shit changed, like they say. Ain't shit changed. You can put in a different person. You put Obama in, and he didn't save Africa. You put Bush in, he didn't save Africa
The one
because
thing
we
I can
have a
say is this
consistent policy. We have a consistent
but
policy.
you have to admit about Trump. Trump is the only person talking about being less interventionist. Trump is the only president who didn't start any new wars. So even if it's not going to be too dramatic, I think this is a good
Trump,
direction. And the
as
fact
an
that he's
African,
turning the
as an
entire Republican
I
Party to be anti-war,
let me
yes,
just tell
it's
you
not
what,
going to change through
bro.
Trump, but
Trump,
it's going in the
Trump,
right direction. Democrats aren't saying anything about
as
minding their
a
own damn business. Nothing.
as a West
Democrats are
African
into the
immigrant,
business, man.
as a Liberian immigrant to the United States of America, it does not give me any comfort when Trump calls Nigeria a shithole country and then said we need to
Trump
bring more
denied that
people
comment. That was
for.
a he said, she said comment, man.
He did
He
not say
said that
that.
shit.
He
He
did
did say
not
that.
say
That was
that.
the he said, she said.
He did not
Okay.
say that shit at all. That listen, man. You know, I've been listening to this guy
Okay.
talking, bro. He ain't talking. He ain't talking to listen to
So Trump never
comprehend.
said. Trump never said that.
See,
That
he
he,
doing the same
bro,
thing
I
now,
saw it.
Dinus.
Unless I don't understand English.
Anytime somebody go to talking, all he
Unless
doing is
I don't.
filibustering, bro. Like that
I'm
shit is
not
crazy.
I'm not
It making
filibustering.
the channel look bad. It making the sound of
No.
it look
I'm
bad
checking all you
because he
fools
been
that don't
talking.
know
I've been
nothing.
sitting
I'm
back
Okay,
checking
here.
okay,
you.
let's do it.
I'm
Hold on,
checking
one
you
mic,
fools.
And all
guys,
he
I'm
been
one
checking
mic,
doing
you
is
one
running
mic,
fools that
one
shot.
don't
mic,
know
one mic.
anything. That's
One mic, one mic, one mic. I'm gonna move. Okay, so let me do this. I'm gonna pass it to D Toto Kisser. He got 3 minutes, and
Good
then I'll
Lord.
pass it to you, Grand African. Go ahead, Toto Kisser.
I'm talking about, bro, he been talking for 30 minutes. I'm shocked that Tika Lee even could get a word in, because every time Tika Lee start talking, he just start over talking him. You can't have no conversation with nobody like that. You get what I'm saying? And it's crazy. But you saw when I jumped up on here, because I got the facts on the board and all that, your boy Leandre ran off as soon as he saw me pop up. So let's go with number one. That border deal, Diners, wasn't no 2021. It would take a dumbass to think that border bill just happened now. Even when they had the debate, Diners, if you was paying attention, not you, but if we was paying attention, the actual moderator asked her. He said, why did you wait till 6 months from the election to try to do something about the border? And she started talking about she came from a single mother. And that clown, she started talking about if she come from a single mom and she worked at McDonald's and shit. And that clown sat up here and said that border deal would happen in 2021, he thinks. But you can tell these clowns, you get what I'm saying, that always talking about they ain't liberal. They can recite the Democratic Party CNN and MSNBC talking points like no other. They always say, well, you know what, I think, and then they read it off word for word. Word for word, their talking points. So when you get down to stuff like this, with the border crossing, with what's going on, see, it's amazing when you have black people like this. You know, immigrants, and I'm gonna be all the way honest with you. These immigrants ain't for us. With black Americans, and this is not even no FBA ADOS. The immigrants is not on black American side at all. Y'all can sit up there and think they
Yep,
are.
I said the
You can
same
sit up there.
thing.
You can sit up there and think black. You can sit up there and think these Haitian immigrants, these African immigrants. You know what I'm saying? You can think they on your side if you want to. You'll be stupid to say they on your side the same way you stupid enough to say black and brown coalition, Diners. Because you know who the only people that talk about black and brown coalition is black people. Brown people don't even say shit. Matter of fact, brown people don't even use the word brown people. Only black people and feminist sugar boys use that type of language. So now you got this clown up here that sit up here yelling, talking about he respect. Let me tell you something, man. My ex-wife from Haitian, her whole family, they can't stand black people. They think black people are lazy, and the only thing he said that was right is that he don't pick no bones about coming up and taking care of the opportunities that they have in America. The only thing he left out was the complete statement, because this is how it was told to me, that black people are lazy. How can they come up here and all they got to do is get us a C average and they can get free schooling? We taking advantage of these opportunities, and we staying away from black people. We staying away from them. Every chance a Haitian get or African get, but they'll sell you some food. They'll sell you some black beans. They'll sell you some curry goat. They'll sell you some fufu. They'll sell you some spicy ass goat pepper soup. That's where the conversation ends. When the transaction go, they go. And believe me, I don't even blame them, Diners. I don't even blame them. That's why I'm telling you, I'm not with.
Sorry, just 10 seconds. I want to interject.
That's why I'm not with the FBA. Okay, 10 seconds. That's why I'm not with the FBA 80.
Give me 10 seconds.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm gonna say that hasn't been my experience, but go ahead.
It's definitely my experience from dealing with Haitians. You get what I'm saying?
So at the end,
I'm saying black immigrants all together. That hasn't been my experience.
But what I'm saying is that I'm not saying that they'll do anything against you, Dynast. They just ain't on your side. Have you ever noticed that the majority of every immigrant that's come here that talking points is on the Democrat side? You ain't noticed that?
I mean, that's black people in general.
No, but what I'm saying is that the reasoning why they're on their side. See, what I'm saying is that that's where they're hypocrites. Because in one sentence, they'll talk about, okay, I'm not with the LGBT community, but what Trump said out his mouth. I don't like that, boys, playing sports with my daughter, but when somebody came out their mouth. The craziest thing, the most wretchedest words I've ever heard come out of anybody's mouth was from Black Americans, Haitian Americans, and Africans. But they sit up there trying to act like something that a goddamn old ass white man said, and they sit up there clutching their foo-foo sacks and they sachet water and their invisible purrs and they waist beads. It's that scare tactic that they try to use. But when they talk about, well, I'm conservative, if you conservative, it's nowhere in the world you would vote for a Democrat. It don't matter what Trump said come out his mouth. Y'all act like he's some type of god or something. He can't talk whatever he want to say. But we go with the policies. So now when you go with the policies of the family separation, you know what I'm saying? All you got to do is ask one question, Dynast. Who built the cages? Who built the cages? Obama built them. But you don't hear them say nothing about that. They don't even now I got to admit, Trump strange on that too, and Republicans don't never push that. They don't never push that. But Obama built them cages. He separated them. The only thing different from what Obama did and what Trump did is that Obama immediately deported them. And Republicans didn't have a problem with it. When Trump tried to deport them, then they started suing. You get what I'm saying? But they both did the same thing. The only difference between what Obama did and Trump did is that the Republicans was on Obama's side about deporting them. But when Trump tried to do it, they got all these stop blocks in him. Now he's racist. Nobody called Obama racist when he was called the deporter in chief. You remember that, Dynast?
No, I remember.
So this is where it is. So it's selective outrage. That's all it is. You get what I'm saying? So when we speaking the facts of the matter, this is what it is. And a lot of times we just ain't up on our facts with the politics. When you crossing over somebody's border, that is a felony. And then this clown sit up here want to talk about, well, if you got a parking, it's levels. Yeah, it's levels. One is a misdemeanor and one is a felony. That's the levels.
Well, crossing
the border.
Well, hold on. Parking is not even I mean, that's just a citation.
It ain't even this, Dynast. It's called the citation, bro. It's not even a misdemeanor. So that's when you hear people talking like that. They're disingenuous when they talk. Now, I don't know why Tika Lee, he was all amped up and he didn't know how to just state what he was saying. But a parking ticket is a citation. The only times it turns into a misdemeanor if you refuse to sign the ticket, Dynast. That's the only time. You get what I'm saying? But crossing the border is a felony. And the reason why you don't have that problem in Africa, because when you cross the border in Africa, the same goddamn condition you in your other country is going to be the same condition in Liberia. It's going to be the same condition in Nigeria. Ain't nobody waiting at the border giving you a lawyer, giving you food, giving you clothing, giving you somewhere to stay. And the Haitians that's and let me tell you another lie he set up here and told. The Haitians in Springfield, Ohio are getting benefit. They get monthly stipends every month. And they get subsidized for apartments. So that's another lie when he said they ain't receiving nothing. You can look that up. That's property. That's public information. See, that's what I'm saying. When we get people up here that just talking loud and talking over, it make you think that they telling the truth when they actually not. And I pass the mic and I can't wait for the rebuttal.
All right, let me pass it to the fourth family, then Prince, then I'll pass it back to Great Africa. Go ahead, fourth family.
What's good with y'all, man? Just to piggyback off what he said. If they weren't getting no benefits, they wouldn't even be here. So you know they lying about that. Um, when you hear immigrants say they don't mind taking up the opportunities here, what they really saying is they don't mind taking opportunities from Black Americans to get where they want to get. Now, I got a question for immigrants on this panel, worldwide. How do you become a conservative when you get to America, but at home you're not a conservative at all?
What?
So
Huh?
when you answer that,
I don't.
they're not conservatives at home. You selling people
No,
conservatives in Nigeria?
they definitely conservatives. At
How?
home.
In what way? In what way? They're not even trying to conserve their own land. They selling everything.
May I say something?
No,
What you talk about?
no, hold on. Let him
What they
finish.
conserving?
I'll pass the great African. Go ahead.
And to the Nigerian brother, he talking about let's just chop it up. Let's just chop it up like this. Let's say Trump didn't say what he said, just like Burna Boy ain't said what he said, right? It's a misunderstanding. Get over it.
All right, go ahead, Prince, and then I'll pass the great African. Prince Lee, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Principe, unmute yourself.
Oh, okay. What's up, big bro? First I want to talk to Hustle Smart real quick because Hustle Smart said something that's like fictitious and fake. He said
Go
something
ahead,
like
brother. Go ahead.
Haitians don't like African Americans,
They
which is
don't.
false. You guys don't have a black agenda. So you want us to come here and follow you. You have zero agenda. You have those that's doing good.
Well, if
You have those
I can interject, and DeTojo Kisser, don't call me, don't say I'm kissing immigrants' ass. I've been saying that for years.
No, I agree with you.
So when I hear ADOS, FBA saying all these immigrants ain't trying to partner with us, I'm like, what agenda do we have?
I agree. But
So
Diners, you gotta remember, Diners, I'm the doom and gloom guy. I agree. I actually said that when they come here and when they go after the opportunities, they don't stick with black people. And I said I agree with them. Let me tell you something. If I came over here, if I was from goddamn Nigeria and I came over here, I wouldn't deal with black Americans. But when I would be honest about it, I wouldn't sit up here and say I like you, and I know I don't. When I know my
See,
family tell me,
that's
when
so
I know my
crazy.
family
is
tell
that
me
hate
not to
though? Is
deal
that
with
hate?
you, I wouldn't
When our
deal
people
with
dumb enough to
black
go to
Americans
Africa,
either.
G, they don't deal with the Arabs and the Chinese over there. They try to deal with Africans. So I guess we the only dumb ones.
Yeah, we the only dumb ones.
Hold on. So half of us live in your communities. Secondly, we live in your
No,
communities. We
y'all
understand
live in
the value.
enclaves. Y'all take up space in our communities. Y'all don't live with us.
They don't
Hold on. Everybody
socialize
have their
with
own
black
community. So
Americans.
if a black American goes, some of the Ghana, black people that went to Ghana, they set up their own small community. They still live amongst the people.
And they did
Most
it with
people like to
with
be amongst
Africans.
themselves.
They gave y'all jobs. They gave African jobs. They didn't deal with the Chinese and all that. They showed y'all how to get it done using black people. Y'all come over here and
But
want to
that's
use
vice
everybody
Yeah,
but
versa. That's
us.
bro,
vice
but the
versa.
problem is
Y'all are
FBA
bums,
keep voting
man. Y'all
Democrat,
bums,
bro.
man. Forget the
Yeah, but
FBA
bro,
stuff. Let's just stick to
we can call
business.
them bums, but as long as
Hold
African Americans keep voting for them, they ain't gonna stop.
on. Let Principe finish. Go ahead, Principe. Principe, unmute yourself.
Yeah, but that was my main point. We come into the country again. We know ourselves foremost and first of all, so we deal with ourselves first. There's nothing wrong with
What
that.
you mean you
Then we
know
try to reach
yourself?
out.
What the hell that supposed to mean?
Exactly
We
what he
know
just
ourselves.
said. He's saying black
You
people don't
know.
know ourselves. That's
Yeah,
what he
yeah.
said.
He talking
That's not what I'm
shit. I
saying.
hear
Let me
him.
clarify. No. Let
I
me
hear you.
clarify. Well, African American can go to Africa. The people that they know already, the culture, everything is their own. So they're gonna go reach out for other African Americans first and foremost. It's common sense. A Haitian that
That's a
comes to a
damn
foreign
lie.
land who
That's a
don't
lie, man. You
nobody,
just
he's gonna
lying.
look for
You
the person
lying.
that can speak Creole just like him. He's gonna look for the person that can speak
You
Igbo
don't even
just like
speak
him.
our
Same way.
Creole. You just lying, man.
Who? I speak Creole.
You
I'm a
out?
Haitian
What you
American,
doing
bro.
for? You don't speak Black American Creole. The hell you talking about?
What's Black
Do you
American
speak African
Creole?
American Creole? All y'all ain't Creole. What are you talking
You
about?
wouldn't know nothing about it. Listen, the thing what you
You're not
speak
even a
is the same
Creole,
thing
bro.
Haitians speak.
We know more about the Creoles than you do.
You a
You guys were
liar,
from a
man.
separate colony than
All
us.
right, and listen,
They was from the
listen.
French colony
I'm
just
not
like we
gonna
were.
argue with you. I'm not gonna argue with you.
They're from the French colony like we were.
Hey,
So how do
whatever
you
you
know more
say.
about them than we do?
Hey, whatever you say, man. Go with your spill.
So
If it wasn't
principles,
for Haitians, that part of the colony would even be part of the
Yeah,
13
yeah,
colonies.
yeah. That's like Haiti
Come
right
on, let's be
now, right?
real. Let's talk about real
Let's be
history, bro. You don't
real.
even know your history.
If it wasn't for Black
Don't
Americans, y'all
talk.
would have never got freed in Haiti, nigga.
That's
The hell you
bullshit,
talking
bro.
about? We had to tell these crackers not to
So,
invade y'all.
Louisiana wasn't
all
part of
right,
America
I've
until
been mute.
us.
I've been
What are you
mute
talking
long
about?
enough.
Mike. Hey, 4D family, listen, it's the other way around. When
If you say so, Dennis, I don't think you know
when that
history.
Haitian
You had to
revolution
hold these
popped off,
white boys off.
hey, 4D
All right.
family, when that Haitian revolution popped off, them white folks here on the plantations got scared as shit.
No, they got scared of us.
No,
They didn't get scared of no damn Haitian. They got scared of us because we told them, you go over there, we're gonna fuck you up. That's what we did for their
That's
punk
the most
asses, and they
ignorant ass
ungrateful.
person. You're the most
You ain't
ignorant
did shit in
person,
Nigeria, nigga.
bro.
Anyway, shut up. You don't know shit
You
about no
shut up,
Haiti.
man. You don't know nothing. You don't even know
You
what
an
you're talking
African, ain't
about.
you? Ain't you an
Of course,
African?
I'm an African. I'm an
Just
African.
shut up, nigga.
No, fuck
Hey,
you.
but no
You shut
in
the
word,
fuck
no
up.
in word, no in word, no in word, no in word.
You know what I mean? Fuck you, nigga.
Come on, y'all. Come on. Listen, I
Oh
got
my God, bro.
I told you, bro.
Yeah, use the weak.
They don't fuck with us, bro. Listen. At the end of the day,
Hustle.
they listen. I agree with them because there's a lot of black people. See, the thing about it is, Diners, they don't listen to the shows
All it
that we
is this,
do
bro.
in the
This
past, bro.
brother is
I
making
talk,
a
bro.
comment
Hey,
about
Diners,
Haiti that
who
is
talk about
false.
black Americans the most, bro? On this platform, who come on your channel and drag black Americans the most in our dysfunction? So
Bro,
don't sit up here. Don't
it's
sit up here and think that I'm on some ADOS and LBA. What I'm just telling you, I'm honest, and I know that. I know that when you come to America, you're told to keep your eyes on the prize, get the benefits, get the education, and stay away from black Americans. And I'm telling you that if I was an African, I would do the same thing. Why would I want to go over there when these black Americans over here gang banging and shooting each other and killing each other? Why would I tell my sister to go hang with black Americans women that's out here acting like husky hyenas, wearing wigs and weed with purple and
bro.
green and gray weed?
Waves
Why
and
would I
weed,
tell
all
her to
that
do
shit is
that?
in Africa too.
But at least I'm honest about it. At least I'm
And them
honest about
gangs
it.
is
I would say,
too.
but I
Y'all
wouldn't
bring them
sit up here.
same bullshit gangs over here.
I wouldn't sit up and be like, "Oh man,
There ain't
you
no
Caribbeans,
and black
African
Jamaicans,
gang
Americans
shit,
cool
Haitians,
bro.
with. I'm
Africans.
cool with
Y'all
y'all,
bring
black
y'all
Americans."
bullshit here.
They're not
Y'all don't
cool
get
with us.
civilized when y'all get
Cause
here.
the
Y'all
thing
come with that
about it is, bro.
bullshit.
Thing about it is that they for the
Y'all are
immigration,
nothing ass
and
people.
listen,
On my
this is the
mama.
last thing about the spring field thing. Trump never said Haitians, but the big African up there kept saying that he said Haitian. The word Haitian never came out his mouth. That's what people was on the internet saying.
Hey, look,
The
he
word
should have said
Haitian,
bushmeat, aka cat.
he
That's
should
what
have
Haitians
said
and
he
Africans
should
like,
have
ain't
said
it?
no. He should have said grass cutter.
Shut
That's what he
your hoe
should have
ass
said.
up.
He should have said grass cutter. But what I'm
And
Bro,
them
saying
damn
is that
Nigerian would have still been crying. He
I'm just
disrespecting us, and that's
stating
what
channel.
you
the
eat at
fact.
home.
I'm just stating the facts that Trump didn't say Haitians, but every time that African dude talk, he say that he
He
said
didn't
Haitian.
say
The word
Haitian.
Haitian
He
never came out
referred
his
to a
mouth.
deep right wing
When
conspiracy
he
theory
said that,
that
Ain't you
led
a
that they was
to
conservative
eating the dogs and the
people
Nigerian
cats,
talking
man?
he never said the word Haitian.
in
Come
Okay,
on,
can
how
I
you
ask a
get mad at
question? Can I ask a question?
who you really are? This is who you
Can
are
I
where
ask
you
a
come
question?
from. Yo, why y'all acting
Can
dumb?
I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Y'all
Hustle
eat
smart
that
real
shit.
fast.
bro. I'm proud of who I am.
Go ahead, my
Hold
brother.
on.
I don't have.
Then don't trip. Don't trip. When he
Go
say
ahead.
shithole country, he mean that shit.
Go ahead, Prince. Ask your question. Then I'm gonna pass the
Go
mic.
ahead, my brother.
Because I know there's a lot of Black Americans that take an issue with Africans and Caribbeans, but even
We don't
African
have no
Americans,
issue
when they
with you.
get
We don't
money,
care too much about you no more though.
cool. I'm just hustle smart. Even when
Go
they
ahead
get
and ask
money,
me, bro.
they do black flight. They remove themselves from the African Americans they consider that's not doing good. They remove themselves from them, or either live in the black middle class or they live around whites. So this issue that y'all like to point towards us, you African Americans themselves participate in those activities rather than create a black agenda in which all foreign blacks can tap into. Some of them flee their own black Americans and go live amongst other black middle class or whites. So I don't understand the logic. Or can you explain to me why you guys attack us when you guys do the same shit?
But see, this is the thing, though. It's no attacking. It's no attacking immigrants. At the end of the day, black people. Let me explain it to you like this, bro.
Black people are toothless tigers. You get what I'm saying? We ain't gonna kill nothing. We ain't gonna let nothing die. The only thing we gonna kill
Hey,
is
them
each
baby
other.
teeth fell out already. Now it's over
You get
with.
what I'm saying? So now only thing we can do is try to recover, but we can't recover. Why would an African why would a person for African respect Black American men when Black American men got the Black American women in charge? It's no African and no Haitian looks at the Black American as anything with their women in charge. Listen, I don't been to Africa. I know that they don't believe in women being in charge of nothing. But the black men, so I know they look, just for that fact alone, I know they look
They
down on
beat them
Black
hoes into
American men.
position. We just don't beat our bitches like y'all do.
Well,
That's
you
it.
know, that,
Oh, man.
What a dumbass.
Domestic
Bro,
violence don't
Don,
exist in Black America.
hey
Domestic
man,
violence
you
don't
need to
exist.
mute this dude, man. Diners, you need to mute that fool. He's too ignorant.
Wait, let me.
Yeah,
Okay, let me pass the
you
mic.
know,
Logos
you
Black.
you
You
That was
have
a
you
the
you
powerful
you
floor.
piece,
muted
though.
me and I was cool, but you mute that
Yeah,
fool
No,
talking
that was
about
real,
we beat the
fool.
shit
Don't
out
get
of our
mad.
women.
Condoning
No,
that.
it's not about
We do
hey.
not
It's
support
just
that.
showing your ignorance. You need to be muted.
Yeah, go. Logos Black. Go ahead. Yeah,
Tell you
guys.
all
Hold on.
about your little life over there.
All right, let me go.
Hold
Yes,
on.
sir.
Hold on. Let me say this, guys. We do not support domestic abuse at all.
Africans do.
Oh man, come on. Logos Black. Go ahead.
Bro,
All
like I
right,
said, mute.
No,
You need
no,
to mute the
after,
brother, man.
let him. Logos Black. Go ahead.
let me lay it down. Peace to the chat. Peace to you, Diners. Let me pull the thumb real quick. Like my brother Hustle Smart said, a lot of black people come over here and they don't want to mess with Black Americans, and I don't fully blame y'all for that. A lot of Black Americans think they're the same Black Americans of the 1930s or the 1960s. We didn't fell for that a long time ago. Talking about how many inventions we got and yada yada this and we this and we that, we this and we that and we this and we that. I'm sorry, we fell down a long time ago. Now there is
You know
some
what? It's so hard for me to hear
hold
this
on, brother. I'm gonna let
bullshit,
you. I'm
man.
gonna let you
Man,
respond.
let him finish. Don't interrupt him. Go ahead.
There is a little bit of an awakening with these riots and stuff. That's not nothing to sneeze at. There is a little bit of an awakening, but we're not getting back to school. And how many Black American engineers do we have? How many do we
How
got in the
many? How many do
schools
you
anymore?
think?
You're not one of them. What is your specialty?
Name it though. You just talking.
What do
Name
you
it. How
do?
many you
No,
think
no.
we
Let's talk
got?
about me and you. I'm in STEM,
Okay,
dog. I know how
cool.
to code. I know how to make
Okay.
applications.
You in
I can
STEM and
hack.
I'm a chemistry major. What's your point? What are you doing with STEM besides sitting your ass on the computer with it?
You ain't. What do you
Nothing.
do for chem? What do you do for
I'm a
chem?
chemistry major. I'm a chemist
These
You don't
in the
niggas
sound like it.
laboratory.
Oh, bro, stop.
Well, that's too much for you, huh?
Tell me the
You
process
got
for making
nothing for
clothes.
me, G.
Hold
Hey, let me
on.
ask you
You're a
this
chemist.
What
question.
is
Listen,
Hold on,
this
hold on.
nigga?
since you
You're a
smart,
chemist.
hold on. Look, since you smart, right?
Ask
You
me
know
the
what the
math.
most? Do you know what the highest exported product from Black Americans? It's technology, you idiot, and it's in the billions.
Nigga, shut the hell up. Who? What's
Look
our
it up,
company?
fool.
No, ain't no look it up. What's our
Hold on,
company?
hold on, hold
We're
on,
the
hold
Black
on, hold
American
on, hold
Apple.
on,
What are
hold
you
on,
Look
hold
it
on,
talking
hold
up.
about?
on, hold on.
Look it up, so we can
You're
shut
selling
these
Black
busties
American
up.
like you
Okay.
a
When you say
chemist.
are
You
you
smoke crack,
say?
dog. You ain't a chemist.
This is funny.
Don't get mad at me, cause I am who
Let me
I
move
am,
on to that. I said what I said. I said what I said. But we got to
and you
still.
ain't say nothing.
All right, bro. All right, all right. But great African, like you said, man. A lot of here's the problem with the black man that we gotta talk about in Black America and around the world. You said Black immigrants come here and get degrees and yada 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 yada. The
They
China,
buy degrees.
God damn it, we raised by women. Listen, the China man ain't
All
a
them fake
politician.
ass degrees y'all get. Y'all
Chinese
dumb.
man ain't up here
Y'all
to
some
Damn,
dumb
politician.
niggas.
man,
It's
niggas
degrees.
is
I had to
emotional,
remove him.
man.
Thank
Logos
you.
Black. Go
Let's
ahead,
talk
Logos
like
Black.
black men now. Okay. The Chinese man did
Oh
not sit up here and
man.
talk about his degrees. The Chinese man came here in the 80s, the 90s, the early 2G, got educated, and went back to China and built an empire in 20 years, where we have the Caribbeans. I give a little bit of leeway there to the Haitians, but the Caribbeans and the Africans, you run and you leave and you don't go back. There's no reason there's no reason we can't get 10 to 20 Africans over here that formed something in America. Y'all have y'all meeting here and y'all decide who's going to be the next president of Nigeria, who's going to be the next president of Liberia. Hey, we got the African architecture, whatever, our construction company here in America, and we'll go back and build it ourselves. It's too much of this. I'm running. I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone.
Bless you, babe.
That is a
Bless
problem
you.
that we got to fix. And we got to be black men about that. There is no more
Bless
fleeing.
you,
It's a
honey.
real and let me say this about Black America. We don't have an agenda. Okay, reparations, that's nice, but we need more of an agenda. Our agenda should be that every black person in America gets an education. Our agenda should be that we actually have some land, some tribal land, so we can put all these homeless people on and build something on. We don't have an agenda. Okay, reparations. We might not get that. What are we doing? Because them dudes from the 60s and the 70s, our ancestors, they got us here. What are we doing now? We don't really know. And we got to go for that. So there's a finger to point at everybody. I don't know, like my brother Hustle Smart said, let me say, I grew up around Trinidadians. That's where I started listening to reggae gold. I got put on the Caribbean, and it was never no nothing. I walked right in their house. I was fed. I was like one of them. That was a different time though, in the 90s. There is a point that some of that we don't know if everybody over here is with us. Some of them do try to alienate themselves from us at one time, which like I said, I understand. And then the next minute, you trying to be over here, the black, trying to get some little crumbs and whatever, trying to be the forefront of Black America. So there is an issue with that too, and we do have to side eye some of you. And this psyop, this ADOS FBA, it mainly comes from a lack of manhood and not having.
Is it time to clean house? Can we start with one solution? Is it time to clean house?
Let me land here. Jeez.
Okay.
This ADOS and this psyop, it is from the FBI, and it is a lack of manhood, and that's why you had a man come in here, an FBI agent who went from a rapper to a pimp to now a black thought leader who ran us into this. Every black person is our enemy. That is from
these immigrants coming here from the FBI too.
But you know what?
Hey, for the family, I need you to stop interrupting. I'm going
to exactly. All right. And just land here. There is some truth to it. We got to get ahead of this stuff. Even if y'all don't get reparations, we need y'all out there being a mic. Hey, Black America deserves this. Y'all deserve this. And what we really need, like me and my brother Dynastus here, we need a right of abode in Africa. I don't need a visa. I don't need a citizenship. Just let me go to Africa and chill for 6 to 9 months. What's the problem with that? But we got to work on both sides. Don't point the finger at us, and it ain't being point back. All of us got to pull the thumb, and we got to come a little bit harder as black men. I land there.
All right, let me pass it to T. Khalid. T.
Nah, man. I was just listening to all sides and disagreeing. And the thing is, man, I don't like cutting people off, because we have to understand when we talk, there's an audience, man. And I don't really argue with men and women in general. You know what I'm saying? So I just let people talk. But the thing is, if we got an audience, man, people want to hear both sides, man. I think it'll be more productive if someone says something and then the person stops talking, and then vice versa. But just back on the topic between blacks and immigrants, by position, I don't have an issue with African immigrants per se. I never had an issue with African immigrants. I do believe in cleaning house. If we do have issues with African immigrants as FBA, and we say that they get all these permissions and everything, the majority of FBA votes Democrat. I'm just going to say, and immigrants get a lot of positions, a lot of policies and lookouts from the Democrat Party. So if we're not willing to clean house, then we can't blame the immigrants. And like I said, there's really no point even attacking immigrants. I mean, the only thing I said about is just this illegal immigration situation. And then I see my own people, my own FBA calling me a coon for wanting to close the border. And they're thinking it's going to be a black and brown coalition. And that doesn't exist. As we can see in Chicago, and as we can see in New York and everywhere around, there is no black and brown coalition. And to the African immigrants, as long as y'all keep supporting Democrats and illegal immigration, they are throwing you in that same bucket. They are going to
lumping them all
you in that
together.
same bucket. Exactly.
They lumping them all together. They don't understand that.
They should be the ones who are the most against it, because what they had to do to get to this country the legal, inexpensive way. That's like someone jumping in line, and I don't know how y'all just ignore that and and be like, hell no, get the hell out of America. If I had to do it the right way, so should you. But for some reason, you hate Trump and his words. It just makes no sense. And if Trump makes the economy better and gets rid of all these illegal immigrants and gives more job opportunities to everyone, that also helps legal immigrants. Like, I just don't understand the immigrant mindset unless he is trying to undermine black people. I don't get it.
I can ask you a question, T. Khalid, before he go for you stop. Do you think that black people, Africans, Haitian, it seems to me, and you let me know if I'm right or wrong, it seems to me like black people and Haitian people and the African people wants to be the only one that talk shit. It's almost like they expect white people to be presidential and diplomatic. You get what I'm saying? Because I ain't heard, Trump ain't said nothing worse than what I don't said on this channel in his 78 years than what I said on this channel in 2 hours. And this ain't making no excuse. You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying that when a white person talk greasy, it seems like black people take that as like almost like what they call it when they say that the girls trying to white women trying to wear braids like white women like black.
Cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
Talk
So
about
like
that.
it's a culture for us to talk shit and say shit. Cause believe me, let me tell you something, when I stepped off the plane, I goddamn the first thing I smelt was trash when I got off the plane in Africa. That's the first thing I smelt. You know what I'm saying? The first thing when I'm riding down the street, I saw big houses, big building, alleyways full of trash. Go down the street a little bit, see goddamn the little gutters full of trash, full of water stopped up. You get what I'm saying? And I sat there and said, man, this is a fucking shithole. They got even the houses, even the roads that have good houses. If you go down that road, farther, you got to have the shocks and hydraulic pumps of the guns to get down these motherfucking streets. There's nowhere in the world you can go 80. You think how we drive 80 miles an hour in the United States? You can't drive that way in Africa. On the best roads, you can't do it. You can do that shit for about 2.3 seconds before you hit a pothole or a bump. None of the motherfucking goddamn lights work. And then if you got to go to the bathroom, you can't pull up at no gas station or no petrol station or no restaurant and use the bathroom. So even these giant countries, Nigeria, Lagos, Nairobi, they don't have just the basic minimum. You get out and go to some shit that look like a porta potty where they trying to charge you the piss and shit in the hole. You motherfuckers behind the buildings peeing in jerry cans and shitting in buckets and throwing the bags in the bag. Nobody's picking up the trash. So what I'm saying is that when they come here and they see what they can get, Tika Lee, they got what they got. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about if they get lumped in. They already got what they got. So they don't give a fuck if it's 100 million Venezuelans come in over here. They subgroup already got what they got. They don't got their cousin, they don't got their brother, they don't got their Olga, they don't got their Baba, they don't got their Odogus. All that shit is here. They don't give a fuck. They got their slice of the immigrant pie. They don't give a fuck about the fluctuation. That's where us as Black Americans need to understand. And you want to know who comes up here on this platform and proud about that shit? Lion Elvira, the Lion Liberian. He comes up here and say it every time. He said, well, that's what's fucked with you, Tika Lee. For me, it worked for me and my people. He don't give a fuck about the Black community. They only care about them and their community. And I ain't mad at that. I blame Black people that's trying to always put everybody up under their wing. Always trying to put somebody on their back. Always trying to care about everybody. Always trying to love everybody. But then when it comes to each other, I'm sorry, Dinus, I got to say it. We wish a nigga would. That's how we talk to each other. But when we see an African, a Haitian, a Venezuelan, a Mexican, you got Black people sitting up here on Cinco de Mayo, sitting up here wearing goddamn sombreros and shit. On St. Patrick's Day, these husky hyenas putting on goddamn green Latin leggings on out here talking about clover leaves and shit. We celebrate everything but us. Why would they look up to us? So they just placate because they know we got the numbers. So they ain't gonna disrespect you in your face. But I'm telling you that Africans, Haitians, and Jamaicans probably the closest people, but they still don't fuck with us to a degree. We got money. The money don't stay in our community. We spend it up. We spend it with white people and we spend it with them. They keep their money. They ain't gonna go buy
Hold
shit
on.
from
May I
us.
ask you a question, Hustle Smart?
Yes, sir.
Because even the points you're bringing up, we're telling you, even me, I'll tell us an African American in the face. You guys are great people, but you guys abandon the things that worked in the past to do something different. Haitians and Jamaicans don't hate you. We telling you some of these things to make you better. Because at the end of the day, you're a great people. So how you
I'm
gonna
glad you said
we
that.
promote we
No,
promote marriage. We
no,
promote
I'm
good
glad you said
scholarship.
that.
we
We
gotta
No, I
create
the
think
same that
history,
the same thing we want for our kids, what we want for
can
your
I
kids.
offer a
How do we
suggestion?
hate you?
bro.
Can I offer
See,
a
this is the
suggestion?
thing. See, this is the thing.
I
You gotta
think
listen to me.
these
Hey,
immigrants,
hold on for a
man.
second,
Ooh,
bro. Let me say this, then I'm gonna let you get it. Let me say this. Let me say this, and let me be clear with you. I did not say they hate us. I said they don't fuck with us. See, it's a difference. You get what I'm saying? See, I work with Arabs. I work with people from Turkish people. I don't hate them, but I don't fuck with them either. You get what I'm saying? What I'm telling you, once the transaction is done, I don't know them. If I saw one of them on the side of the road broke down with their car on fire, I would hit the gas. I would turn my music off. I'm not gonna help them. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not saying you don't. I'm not saying that none of y'all groups hate us. I'm just saying y'all don't fuck with us, and I understand why. You get what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of black people that I don't even fuck with. But what I'm saying is, once y'all got y'all piece of the American immigration pie, y'all don't give a fuck about nothing else. And it shows in the way that y'all operate. I go to Houston, it's a big population of Nigerians in Houston. They do not fuck with Americans. They will not go purchase nothing on them from Americans. We purchase shit from y'all. Y'all don't purchase shit from us. That's black people's fault. That's black people's fault that we give our money away. We ain't putting our money together trying to buy no business. Black people would rather be an employee for 30, 40 years. And Africans and Haitians, and so that y'all trying to open up a business. Y'all thinking about y'all family. Y'all thinking about the next generation coming over here. We don't give a fuck. And that's the problem. So we do need to clear house. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I do agree with the brother what he's saying, that we need to clear house. But it's just not gonna happen. And one thing he did say was true, because I saw it firsthand. An African dude will slap the shit out of a woman. Slap the shit out of her without even a second thought, for the minimum of disrespect. And he wasn't lying about that. I saw it firsthand. And I passed the mic.
But there's domestic violence in America, though.
hold
You
on,
know what I'm
hey,
saying?
hold on. Look, I want to agree with you, man. I want to try to break some bread. I agree with you, right? You said we're not our ancestors from the 1930s. Did I get that right?
I think
Yes,
somebody
sir.
earlier
Yes,
said
sir.
that.
We got a good history,
I
but
got
what we
you.
doing now, we ain't
I got you.
the 1960s and 70s black people at all.
So
We're not.
I got you. I want to use that. I want to use that to our advantage, right? So back when y'all first started coming up over here in like the 60s and the 80s and all that, right? It used to be like a quota. Most of y'all used to be married and coming here with credentials and everything else, right? So I think we need to go back to that. I think all y'all who are single mothers, single parents, who are not married, who don't have a degree, y'all need to go back home. And once we clear house with that, then we can focus on our own and really see, oh shit. I thought you us, huh? You can't be deported, huh? The
For
confusion
the
gonna clear
family,
up a
for the
little bit.
family.
Then we can put our standard back up and
Can I
get
ask you
back
a question
together,
for the
get
family?
married and set the standard. What up?
For the family. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, what up?
Because me, I can distinguish between the African American and the Haitian,
Man,
not by
I
looks,
can
bro,
too.
but
I got a good eye.
by their bloodline. They say something, yeah, my father was here, my grandfather here, etc.
Man,
I can distinguish the two.
I can smell an African and a Haitian and a Jamaican. I can see it in their face. Y'all look different than
We
us.
try to throw, not really,
Yeah.
not really. I
Listen,
live in
can I say
Philly, I live in
something?
Y'all
New
do
York.
look different than us. You think we
You
can't
can't,
tell?
I blend
See,
people.
hold on,
People be
wait.
shocked when I speak Creole, bro.
Hey,
Can
listen,
I say something?
you keep talking about this Creole stuff, man. You really think my people can't tell that y'all not us? We could tell very easily. You really
Bro,
believe
let's
it?
study.
Regardless, okay, regardless of the fact. So regardless of the fact, if you can tell the difference, so what is the issue? How can we blend in according to your foolish logic? If you can tell the difference and spots from a mile away and the smell and etc. How can we just blend in with you? This is illogical. And if we can't blend in with you, what is the issue? You already delineated based on your distinctions. So you can just simply work with us on whatever you want to work with us. If not, you don't have to. According to you, we don't
Yeah.
even hang with you guys. So how's that? You're arguing something that your argument don't even make sense. Because according to you, you can tell the difference. According to you, we don't mess with you. So what are you delineating from? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, nobody
Can you
wants
hear
to
me?
My
say nothing.
bad.
Can
Hold
y'all
on,
hear?
look. My bad. I was on
I
mute.
just want to
Would
say,
you
listen.
agree? Would you agree that your people that used to come here back in the '60s and maybe the '70s, you are not the same people that used to come from them countries either, right? You would agree with that?
How so? How so? How
No,
so?
not really. I don't agree with
Okay,
that.
so y'all didn't change. Okay, cool. Would you agree with this? Any Haitian, Jamaican, African, Venezuelan, Ukrainian, if you are not married, if you are a single mother, they should deport your ass back home, right? So you ain't got to lay up on the system. If you don't have a degree, they should deport you back home. If you have to come here to get a degree, you should never be allowed in. You should have to accomplish that before you get into this country like it used to
You
be.
do know
You
America
agree
make
with
money
that?
off of foreign degrees, though.
Answer my
You do know
question.
That's
Do
that.
you
not how
agree
it
with
is.
that? Do you agree with that
Absolutely
progress?
not. That's the dumbest. That's the dumbest shit
See,
I
because
ever
y'all
heard.
some hoes. Y'all some hoes.
America makes money
You
off of foreigners
you
coming
are a
here
You
hoe.
don't
getting
care about
education.
building
Okay.
up nothing. You want to bring your
No,
raggedy ass up over here
let
with
me tell you something.
nothing.
Okay. Let me be
That's
very
what you want
very
to
bold
do.
and frank. Let me
You
tell
don't
you
want to
something.
come here
Okay.
with no money or nothing. Most of y'all
America,
broke.
America. Okay, we
This is
broke.
not the
Okay,
land of
fine.
opportunity,
Look at
motherfucker.
look at. It is a land of
This is
opportunity.
not the land
That's
of. This
why
is
we
not the
make
land
more
of
money.
taking a musty
You know
tether
who the
either.
richest? You want to know who the richest Americans are? You want to know the richest Americans? Nigerian
Black
Americans. That's
Americans.
the richest.
Shut the
No, it's
fuck
not.
up, man. Shut
You
the
shut the
fuck up
fuck up.
with your
I'm trying to
lies.
fix you in your own fucking country.
Okay, we gotta
You
pull
don't
it back.
understand.
Let's make this point, man. Let's
Hold
You
on,
make this
hold on.
points,
understand?
man. Points.
That's the richest. That's the richest. Who's the most educated group
Listen,
or
you the
ethnic group?
brokers back home though.
African.
You know who the brokers Nigerian back home? You.
You know what?
Y'all
No.
motherfuckers
I'm
is
richer than
broke.
you. I'm richer
You're
than you,
broke at home and
motherfucker.
you're broke here.
You see what I'm driving? Do you
Broke
see what I'm
motherfucker.
driving?
I
Let's
don't give
play
a fuck.
big
You
ball,
rent.
take little
Dude, hold on,
games.
look.
Fuck
Show
it.
me the pink slip.
You know what?
You
You know
leasing
what?
that bitch.
Guess what? No, hey,
And you paying
but
it
you
off with
can't
a
afford
credit
that shit.
card. Y'all niggas is
No,
nothing.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
y'all game. You don't own your house.
You
You
know
own
what?
nothing.
America's a big ass pussy
Shut
waiting
up,
to get
man. Shut the
fucked,
fuck
and you
up.
ain't got no dick to fuck
You's a
America. That's
nothing
the
ass
problem.
people. I already
You
told you
don't
that
have
shit.
no dick to fuck America.
You
That's
don't
why your
even
ass
agree
is
to send
crying.
home
Cause
your baby mama
we
women.
coming in here
All
to
these
fucking
single baby
discriminate
mama
upon
Nigerian
America.
bitches
You
over here.
ain't
You
got
don't
no
want to send
dick,
them home?
motherfucker.
You don't
Okay,
want to send
guys,
them
hold on.
home?
You know
Let,
what?
But hold on.
let me
America,
hold on.
America.
One mic.
Hey,
One mic. Guys, I want
Send them
to.
raggedy bitches home first.
All right, let me read this first. All right, medium household income in the United States by ethnic group. Number one is Indian Americans. Number two is Filipino Americans. Three Taiwanese Americans. Four Sri Lankan Americans. Five Japanese Americans. Six Malaysian Americans. Seven Chinese Americans. Eight Pakistanis. Nine white. 10 Korean. 11 Indonesia. 12 the average American, whatever the hell that means. Then you have Thai, Bangladeshi, Nepali, Hispanic, Latino. Then, unfortunately, we on the bottom. African
So no,
American.
we're not on the bottom. Hold on, look. You know why we on the bottom? Because y'all got 30 motherfuckers in one house. So the medium income gonna be higher. You dumb bitch.
We on the bottom because
Bro,
these
bro,
baby mamas are by
can I say
themselves
something?
like you,
Shut
nigga.
the fuck up. Y'all niggas is weak. I already told you that.
Let me talk
We
All
to you.
right,
thug it out,
I'm black.
motherfucker.
Hold
can I
on.
ask another question?
No, I'm Black
Can I ask a
American.
question?
Tell me the
All
plan,
right,
family. What's the plan?
I
I'm
already
sitting
told you the
home.
family. Listen,
You ain't got no plan. What's the
I'm
plan?
trying to
Black
make it
American.
economical, right? We got to send home all the fucking baby mamas and the niggas with no jobs and no money. And once
Black.
we do that, we can focus on our own
Black
people.
America's
That's
win.
the best solution at this point. You
For
don't
Black
agree?
America. No, what is our
Yes, for Black America. That's what I'm talking about.
say it again?
We need to get these broke, raggedy bitches home.
Who?
If they ain't got no money, if they ain't bringing nothing to us, then they
Hey man,
need to
you
go
know what
home, man.
the issue with Black
can
America
I
is
ask you a
we
You ain't
hate
question?
got
the
no
immigrants.
money, take your broke
And
ass
listen,
home.
You
and
know
these
what
niggas try to
happened
say
with
they
Black
the
Can I ask you a
same
America?
question?
immigrants from yesteryear. Y'all ain't the same immigrants from yesteryear. The fucking
Dog,
Nigerians,
you
y'all
telling
get caught
me
for
Great
scamming every
African.
fucking day.
dog,
Great
the
African. Can
problem
I
is
ask you a
not an
question?
immigrant. An
You
immigrant
probably
is
gonna
a
get locked up
stop.
behind that dumbass car you got trying to flex, you dumb nigga.
Stop. The
Great
problem
African. Can I
is
ask you a
the
question?
Black American men are being raised by hood rat women, and they grew up in
Shut
the
the fuck up with all that bullshit. Was your
Great
grandma hood
African. Can I
rat?
ask you a question?
Was
no.
your grandma hood
I
rat?
had a
Then you
dad.
talking about your damn self.
What is the plan? You
Great
ain't got
African.
no plan.
I just told you the plan. plan? What the fuck you mean? What is the plan?
But our plan is to get rid of the immigrants.
Yes, first and initially, yes.
And
I
that's
said
the
clean
number one
house.
plan for Black America. That we
To
got
clean house, yes. Look, how we gonna clean house? How we gonna clean house when we got a bunch of tether babies running around? Tether baby mamas, criminals, everything else. Especially the Nigerians. They all need to go back.
Dog, hold on. Let me handle this dude. The problem
You
with Black
can't
America
handle me,
is
nigga.
that they raised by women.
You don't have no
We have
solution. I
young
already
men
told you that,
17 to
man.
25 who are
You
shooting each
listen.
other every
We
night.
used to want to save a
because they
cracker.
vote
We're not saving immigrants now. That's over with,
Bro,
man.
you know what?
If you ain't with the
Let me tell you
if you
something,
not
man.
listen, if you're not with the program, we can send your
We
ass
are
over there
black
too.
immigrants.
You ain't
We're
sending
black
nothing, dude.
immigrants, and we're coming and getting some of this American pussy.
You gonna
Okay?
come get some of these bullets.
y'all.
What you gonna
We gotta
do?
watch.
We're coming getting this
Let's
American
watch the
pussy.
language.
You,
Let's
you,
watch the language,
you
man.
don't know how to get the pussy that is America. You don't know how to get the pussy that is America, and that's why
Oh
you
my
complain
God.
because you
Oh,
ain't
look,
got
only
shit.
the dumbest of my bitches will fuck with a
You know
goofy
what?
ape-looking nigga like you.
Yeah, hey, yo, I'm an ape
You
looking,
look like you
I'm an
eat
ape looking
niggas for a
nigga, but guess
living.
what? You know what?
The
You know
hell you
what?
talking about, nigga?
I got money,
Hey,
motherfucker.
let's
You
I got
got credit
money,
cards,
man.
bitch. You ain't got no money.
No, nigga. I got money. I got
You
money.
got credit
I
cards
got
and
multiple
fake
degrees
business
in
Can I ask a
loans and
question?
fake
fucking
credentials.
America. And you know what I
Can I ask
do?
a
I
question?
And
send
when you
money
go
to
at home, it
I
smell
send
like
money to
bushmeat
Africa
pussy.
too.
You
Yeah,
got
you know
nothing,
what?
nigga.
America. No, fuck you. You little
You gotta leave
bitch.
your house
I
to get some
bust
good
on you. I
smelling
can
pussy.
slap the
Ain't that
shit out of
bad?
you.
Ain't that
Bro,
sad,
bro,
Bro,
nigga?
can I
let
ask
me
you a
tell you
question,
something, man.
bro?
I can out fuck you. I can out beat your ass, and I got more money than you, motherfucker. Fuck you,
Yeah.
Wow,
What's
bitch.
man.
up on that star, nigga?
Man, this is
Fuck
You
comedy,
you.
gonna make
man.
for the family
Yeah.
to cry, bro. You
All
gotta
right,
chill
y'all.
with
All
that.
right,
You gotta
y'all.
for the family to
You
cry.
ain't shit.
All right,
You
y'all.
just sound like an ignorant ass bitch. You're an
Donis,
ignorant ass
get your
bitch.
tethers in order.
You
He
know
getting
what?
mad.
You're a little bitch. You getting your panties
Nigga
cut
need a
off in a
sucker and
bundle.
shit.
Nigga,
Yeah,
get your pussy and
you know
dad,
what,
Hey,
bro? You
hey,
know
bro.
we
what?
not using the
Go
N
Go and
find
word
your
get
here.
your
dad,
Hey,
ass.
y'all.
family.
Yeah.
Go
Hold on,
find your
y'all.
dad. No
Let's
family.
Take your
y'all. We
panties
got
off, you little
hold on,
bitch.
y'all. We gonna close out. Hey,
Hey,
Yeah,
Donis,
we gonna
before you
close that
Can I
border
ask the
too.
last
everybody,
question?
we
Dude
close
is
out. Everybody, give
wearing
us what
some
you feel
damn
like.
panties.
Subscribe,
Fuck
protect
'em.
our family. God is research real people.